Good morning, Raptor freaks. Lexi Outs here. It's Friday morning. The Raptors are in the Houston Rockets in Houston. For the first time, they will face off against former Raptor Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet in a lot of interviews yesterday talking about his time with the Raptors. Toronto's still a very, very important place to him. Always will be. Always will be. And that, he didn't really want to leave either. But when he saw that DeMar could get traded and that Kyle could get traded also, well, Kyle's the greatest Raptor of all time. Why wouldn't he be able to get traded? Is what he said to himself. So, yeah, Freddie, tonight, first game. Let's get into the preview. It's going to be fun. Hopefully, we can do pretty good. The Rockets have got the same record as us in the last 15 games. Both teams are 5-10 in their last 15 games. So they have been losing a lot more than winning also. And they're ripe. They're ripe for the picking. So if we get any of our guys back from injury tonight, we have a good shot. We do. I would say that right now. Looking at the Houston injuries right now, they made a trade yesterday. They traded and got Steven Adams. Yeah. But of course, he's not going to play this year. They traded a one injured player for another injured player. Victor Oladipo going to Memphis and Steven Adams coming to the Houston Rockets. Of course, Adams is not going to be playing tonight. Tari Eason is out right now with a leg injury. It's not totally clear if he will be out tonight. He missed the last game on Wednesday against the Pelicans. So Tari Eason's likely to be out. And then this is a big one, and it's literally the big guy, Sengun. Sengun is questionable for today's game with the Raptors with an illness. So there may not be any Alperen Sengun in this game, guys, just so you know. So who are the Rockets running this year? Well, Freddie. Steady Freddie, Fred VanVleet, point guard, Jalen Green at shooting guard, Dylan Brooks, the villain Dylan, will be playing against the Raptors tonight at small forward. Jabari Smith Jr. is the power forward, and I guess they play Jeff Green at backup center. Other guys off the bench, key players, Amen Thompson, the rookie, Cam Whitmore, also rookie, Aaron Holiday, Jayshawn Tate, Jock Landell, Boban Maranovic, Nate Williams, Reggie Bullock. Yeah, that's pretty much the Rockets team. Like I said, they've been losing just like we have been. They're 5-10 pretty much since New Year's. And, the lot of losses in there spread out. They lost to the Pelicans on Wednesday night. They beat the Lakers on Monday, though. And that game was interesting. The Laker game was really fun. And I'm glad they won it. All right, here's your update for our guys. Yeah, latest update for you. Jonte Porter is doubtful for today's game with his back spasms. Jakob Poeltl is questionable with his ankle. Quickly is questionable with his quads. RJ is questionable with his knee, and Marquise Noel is out with his hamstring. Now, this is the report from practice yesterday. Jakob Poeltl and Emmanuel Quickly both did full contact practice, full on practice. RJ Barrett did non-contact practice. If that is something to tell you about who's more likely to play tonight, there you go. The two guys that played in practice regularly, did a regular full practice, are more likely to play. And that is Jakob Poeltl and Emmanuel Quickly. So it's less likely we'll see RJ tonight, just so y'all know. But yeah, there's your latest injury report. Hopefully, we'll get back either Jakob or Emmanuel. I'll take that. And it'd be nice if Jonte could play. It would be. If Sengun's not playing, well, the Rockets are a little bit smaller. And it makes things a little bit easier, too. All right, so there's the latest lineup news. Now we'll go right into the ref report. We've got an excellent ref crew for us today. Guys, our crew chief is Drake Lover. I know all about that thing. Don't you know that hotline bling? Mitchell Irvin is our crew chief, his 10th year out of New Orleans, Louisiana. His favorite TV show is BMF. His favorite movie is Coming to America. His favorite musician is the Drizzy, the Drake, the boy, the global ambassador. Yes, that is his favorite musician. His favorite book is Between the World and Me. Favorite meal, char-grilled oysters. His favorite app is TikTok. He most like to visit Africa, and his bucket list is skydiving. Yes, and yes. Mitchell Irvin is a friend to the Raptors. We like Mitchell. Mitchell's a good guy. He's the best ref for us today, statistically. We have lost our last 2 games with him this year, but that's probably not his fault. There were probably a couple games where we should have won, we didn't, that he was refereeing. We win 55% of our games with Mitchell Irvin present, and the Rockets win 43%. So the split is 55-43 for the Raptors with crew chief Mitchell Irvin. The second ref is Ray Acosta. That's 8th season out of Elizabeth, New Jersey. His favorite TV show is, of course, Woke Up This Morning, Got Myself a Gun. Yeah, The Sopranos. He also likes Scarface. Come on, man. Be more stereotypical New Jersey, Acosta. Come on now. Favorite musician? Well, yeah, I could say Bruce Springsteen, but no, it's Michael Jackson. His favorite book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He'll eat anything Italian, apparently. And his favorite app is Netflix. He most like to visit the Maldives. His bucket list is to be in a shark tank surrounded by great white sharks in Australia. And his hidden talent is he's a good dancer. Yeah, off the court, Ray Acosta enjoys working out, traveling, going to the movies, and attending concerts. Yeah, Ray's not a bad ref for us. He's right in the middle. He's a middling ref. In fact, we win 50% of our games with Ray Acosta in his career. We did lose the last time he refed us this year, but the Rockets only win 38% of their games. So 50-38 is the split with the second ref for the Toronto Raptors. The third ref is Jenna Schroeder. I want to say Schroeder, but she's not Schroeder. She's Schroeder. So, yeah, I don't know if there's any familial connection between our backup point guard and Jenna Schroeder, but they have the same spelling almost to their name. She's from Flint, Michigan, her 6th season as a referee. Her favorite TV show is that show with Tracy Morgan, where he's absolutely batshit crazy. Yeah, you know the show, 30 Rock. Favorite movie is Dirty Dancing. Now I had the time of my life. Her favorite musician, though, is Bob Seger. Holy crap, that's pretty cool. She likes that old-time rock and roll. Most likely to visit Australia, and her bucket list is to see Billy Joel, Eric Clapton, and the Rolling Stones in concerts. Yeah, she's definitely a Q107 girl with her stuff. Schroeder has officiated 3 seasons in the G League and 2 seasons in the WNBA, and now she's in the big time in the NBA, baby. Yeah, baby. Jenna Schroeder. She wins with us 55%. We did win the last game that she refereed for us. And wow, look at the percentage for the Rockets. They win 18% of their games. So they really don't win when Jenna's around. The split being 55-18 for the Raptors. Once again, all 3 referees favorable towards our team, the Toronto Raptors today. So really, really good ref crew, Raptors. It's looking like you guys got a good chance. The refs probably won't mess with you. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is a pretty good ref crew. Ray Acosta could be a little silly sometimes, but I think Mitchell and Jenna, they should be fantastic. I mean, I'm looking at the other ref crews around the games tonight, and I'm seeing Scott Foster. I'm seeing Ed Malloy. I'm seeing Mark Davis. I'm seeing Ben Taylor. So, yeah, I'm really happy that we got Mitchell Irvin, Ray Acosta, and Jenna Schroeder. Very, very good ref crew. 2 thumbs up. No 2-finger salutes today. These guys are good. They're good. We don't need to be mad at them. All right, let's check out the comments for the stream. Lots of news to talk about. They announced the All-Star reserves. And also, y'all, I spent 2 hours yesterday with Terrence Ross on Twitch, and Terrence was very interesting. Some of the things he was saying yesterday, very, very interesting. In some ways, Terrence Ross is becoming like the Jesse Ventura of the NBA. He's very much going like Rasheed Wallace right now and talking very openly about the NBA and the inner mechanisms and why it is the way it is. In fact, there was one point where Terrence was telling us so much about the NBA, the superstar system, the referee treatment, that the streams fucked up all of a sudden. And everybody was like, whoa, the NBA is hearing him telling us too much, and they're stopping him. He basically explained yesterday that the NBA does favor people like LeBron and all the superstars because of money, because they do want them to do well so that it makes money. for the league. And he said, listen, this is what he said exactly. He said the refs are fair and they're real and they're doing a good job and they're not crooked. It's not fixed, but they do favor the superstars. The NBA does have a mandate to call calls favorable to certain particular players. That is very true. That is extremely true, is what Terrence said. So yeah, little bit of interesting stuff. And other stuff I did with Terrence yesterday was crazy. He was watching old Raptors games and breaking it down like in real time what was going on in the moment. He played the first game he ever played against Kobe Bryant in his rookie year. He wanted to talk about it because he loves Kobe. And Terrence is a huge Lakers fan, y'all. He has more of allegiance to Lakers than the Raptors, just so y'all know. And he was like talking about how starstruck he was playing against Kobe Bryant in his rookie year, the first time ever. Kyle had told him, hey, Rook, why don't you go do the talk to the refs at the beginning of the game and get the ball and, all that stuff. They get different people to do that. Well, he told him to do that, and he went over there, and he said the person that the Lakers sent was Kobe. And he was like starstruck. He didn't know what to say. And Kobe Bryant came up to Terrence Ross and said, hey, T. Ross, how you doing? And he went, whoa, wait a second. Kobe knows my nickname. And he said that was before a lot of people were calling me T. Ross because I wasn't even known yet. And it starstruck him. And then he didn't even play in this game. He sat on the bench and he proceeded to watch Kobe burn us, kill us, go off, do that Kobe Bryant Mamba shit to us. And he was fanboying on our bench while he was watching it. He's like, oh, and my mom was sitting over there with my agent and we're watching and they're just going crazy watching Kobe come back on the Raptors because the Raptors had been beating them the whole game apparently. And Kobe took over in the fourth and went Mamba mode. And Terrence Ross was fanboying on the bench. In fact, he was really funny. He was talking about his teammates. He's talking about Aaron Gray. And Aaron Gray tried to come up and double Kobe. It was a mess up because he screened off the defender that was actually guarding well. And Kobe got a line drive just right down the basket jam. And apparently after that play happened, Aaron Gray came to the sideline and Linus Kleza said, you fucking suck. You piece of shit. Why did you let Kobe do that? And then we wonder why Kleza didn't have a very long period of time on the Raptors. But yeah, really interesting insider stuff from like over 10 years ago. I mean, this shit was in 2013, the game we were watching. He also rewatched the Kobe Bryant 81 game with us and was just fawning over Kobe. In fact, he was comparing the Kobe game to the recent games. He watched the Embiid game and he watched the Luka game. And he was like, these guys, there's no defense being played on them. This is easy what they're doing. Let's go watch Kobe 81 instead. And I'll show you just how hard his was. And he was giving props to the Raptors because we were playing pretty good defense for most of that game. It was just later, Jalen Rose was so shitty that letting Kobe get to 81, scoring 30 points in the last quarter. In that game, I'd totally forgotten. We were winning the whole game. I kept watching him. He's watching the Kobe 81, and we were beating their ass for most of the game. It was right at the end when Kobe went crazy Mamba mode and took over and beat us. Really, really fun stuff. Watching old Raptor games with Terrence Ross on Twitch yesterday. And he was really telling us inside stories like about his teammates and like how he felt and some stuff. He's talking about Dwayne Casey. He's like, Casey's so funny when he gets mad. Like, watch him right here. He's like pointing at Dwayne. Watch what he does. He's like, oh, he's like, Casey was so funny as a coach when he get mad. It's that kind of stuff. Twitch and interacting with people like Scotty and Terrence Ross on Twitch. It's just so gold. You know, he said something else that really hurt my feelings, though. He was looking at the Eastern Conference and he saw everybody where it was. Let's go check out the Eastern Conference, guys. Since I'm retired, I'll talk about everything now, is what he's saying. It's like, since I'm retired, I can talk about everything and I'm not going to get any trouble. So he starts looking at the Eastern standings and he's like, yeah, okay, Boston. Yeah, I figured they'd be up here. And then he's like looking down and he's kind of going through the whole Eastern Conference. He gets to the Raptors. He starts pointing at like the Wizards and the Pistons and the Hornets and then us. He said, yeah, all these teams are supposed to be down here. Yeah, and he said, sorry, Raptors fans, you guys are back to where you were before I played for y'all, is what he said, literally. And I'm like, holy fuck, man. Ross, come on, man. Come on, man. Have more Raptor pride. We're going to do better than that. I guess he doesn't believe in Scotty Barnes. The weird thing is that Scotty kicked your ass in 2K, Terrence. 2 summers ago. You played him once and he beat your ass in 2K. It's funny. Terrence is talking about why he doesn't play 2K anymore. It's exactly why Scotty doesn't play anymore. He hates losing. They played 2K and they lose one game and they get like they lost an NBA game is how they feel, and they hate it. They absolutely hate it. So they stop playing 2K because whenever they lose, they feel it just like a real NBA game. It's ridiculous. That's what Terrence was saying yesterday. He's like, I play 2K, but I'm so competitive that when I lose, I get so mad. And I know it's the same with Scotty. Man, Terrence, you need to trust Scotty. Stop doubting him. We're going to get back. You're going to open your eyes. Maybe watch some Raptors games, Terrence. I'm going to have to tell you next time I'm in there with you. But hilarious stuff when Terrence Ross on Twitch yesterday. Man, that guy, anyway, he's enjoying retirement. And I didn't realize his wife was Serbian. Like he met a girl here in Toronto that's Canadian from Toronto who's Serbian, and there were some guys in this chat that were asking him to come play for like Serbian European teams right now. Come play for Partizan, please. And he's like, man, I'm retired. This is what he said. He keeps saying he's like, I'm enjoying being retired. I don't really want to play for anybody. He's just like he wants to play video games. He has like this video game machine stand up in his house that has every video game that ever was. Like it has some sort of crazy computer in it. You can dial up any video game and it'll play it. It's a shell and it has like a computer in it that's stocked with everything on it. So he's like, yeah, I can play anything on this video game. And he's like playing Simpsons or something like that. It's crazy. Terrence Ross got that life, man. I'm telling you. I ain't hating on it. Although, listen, Terrence, please get back more in touch with your Raptor roots. You were a rookie with us. You were a dunk champion with us. And stop, respect your Raptor roots, my man. Seriously, my man. Seriously. Your wife is Canadian. So, yeah, respect your Raptor roots. All right, let me get to the comments now. I just want to talk some Terrence Ross real quick. Hilarious stuff. Watching the Kobe 81, his first game against Kobe. And there was another game they watched. I forget. And it was one that the Raptors won. But hearing him break down games from like 2013, 2014 and on the Raptors is amazing. He's telling us stories about like his teammates. Like Landry Fields is a really good friend of his. He's like, I won't tell anybody who talks shit about Landry Fields. I will get mad at you. Yeah. So what? He was a good two-way player and he had a couple of years, but then he got hurt. And that's why he wasn't as good later on. And also, he's a GM of the Atlanta Hawks now, so he's awesome. It's like he's standing up for Landry Fields on his stream. It's awesome. Terrence, you go. All right, Canadian Dana's first in the comments. Good morning, everyone. Happy game day. Let's get this win tonight. Let's go Raptors. Yes, Canadian Dana. It's Fred. I just texted Adriana, and she's like, I want the Raptors to win, but it's Fred. I'm also rooting for him. She's torn. She is torn tonight. She's a huge Fred fan. And, us playing Fred for the first time, it's going to be weird. It's going to be very weird for sure. It's going to be very strange. It's going to be strange for him, too. It's going to be strange. Nako's saying snubs. Okay, yeah, let's talk All-Stars. Yeah, All-Stars is interesting. Snubs. Scotty, Sengun, and Sabonis. Oh, yeah, Sabonis for sure. I think that the team that got it the worst is Sacramento. They're a very good team on the Western side. They're winning, and they don't have a single All-Star. And that's messed up. They've gotten snubbed year after year in some ways. Like they get All-Stars, but they very much, that franchise gets snubbed in weird ways. And they're definitely snubbed this year. Number one snub for me is definitely De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. One of those two should have been on the All-Star team for sure. I think the Western Conference, the All-Star teams are kind of shitty, honestly, in some ways. To me, they are, at least. But it is what it is. Talking about Scott, statistically, he has stats that prove that he's an all-star. Yeah, there's only a few people. Karthika's putting it all over the place yesterday on Twitter that Scotty is one of like 5 players in this league that have a certain amount of points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. And they're all all-stars except for him. And that statistical case is good. But also at the same time, I see how they broke down the all-stars this year. and they're really doing pairs for like the top teams. There's 2 Knicks, 2 Bucks, 2 Celtics, 2 Sixers. All the top teams are getting 2. And really, anybody who's even in the play-in some ways doesn't really get a player. Like, I was surprised, like, and Orlando getting Paulo is really because of their really good success early. They were the second team in the East for a little while in the fall. And in some ways, they're giving him that. Also, I feel like in some ways they're also punishing the Raptors and Scotty on the down low for Masai's audacity of selecting Scotty at number 4 that year instead of Jalen Suggs, like they wanted him to. Because in some ways they wanted us to take Suggs, and then Orlando was going to turn around and take Barnes the very next pick. And in some ways, Banchero coming in and getting the Rookie of the year after Barnes and being that guy in Orlando that they wanted Barnes to be, well, they're trying to set him up and give him all these accolades in contrast to Barnes to try and make him feel bad, I think. As far as him being on Team USA last summer, as far as Banchero becoming an all-star before Barnes, yeah, there's a little bit of a message, the underlying message by the NBA and their bullshit of slighting him, partly because he's on our team and partly because I think because Masai had the balls to draft him when they didn't want him to. They really, really didn't want Scotty to be on the Raptors. And when Masai went rogue and did it, and he's like, fuck y'all, I'm getting the best player. It's Scotty. I think it pissed them off. And in some ways, this is the kind of stupid ass, shady ass way that they'll fucking get back. It's like they won't give any shine. Now, I don't think Scotty's going to get on the team, even with injury replacement. We're going to bring this up. I know I see some of y'all's comments, and I'll bring it up and talk about why I don't think he will, just so y'all know. Naka's also saying also Trey should be in over Brown, speaking as someone who is Jalen in fantasy. Yeah, well, the Celtics need two all-stars for sure. And I'm glad they didn't have 3. That's the thing. They're going to push to get Porzingis on as an injury replacement. In some ways, they have a better case than Scotty, just so you know. Trey Young not being on there, well, it's the record. He's in the same boat as Scotty Barnes. The Atlanta Hawks are not even in the play-in right now, I believe, or something like that. So yeah, they're not in consideration. It really is the kind of thing where if your team is not above 500, we're not going to give you an all-star this year, because they want to double up on all the other teams. Now, the Lakers are a special case. The only 3 all-stars on the all-star team that are on losing teams are the 2 Lakers and Steph Curry. And it really is the history of those guys. In some ways, you can make the argument the Lakers don't need 2 all-stars for sure. I could get it. LeBron was voted on by the fans, but AD shouldn't be on the all-star team. That team is a losing team. And what? Just because they're the Lakers and all this kind of bullshit? Fuck that. NBA is biased. Instead of AD, you should have put Sabonis on there. And then Sacramento would have had a representative. I understand Steph Curry's got to be on there for history and all kinds of bullshit, but his team sucks. And honestly, if you were doing everything fair, he wouldn't be on the all-star team this year. So, man, it's all screwed up. In some ways, the all-star game is just stupid. And I think I'm going with Fiercey as far as I might be boycotting this shit this year. We may be doing other stuff during the all-star weekend, and I may just be like, yeah, I don't care. Who gives a shit? It was trashy last year in Utah. I don't give a shit about the all-star weekend or anything about it because there's no Raptors representation. If my team is represented, if there's something about my team that I want to watch, like an event with somebody involved, then I'll watch it. But if nothing is involved, then fuck that shit. I don't need to watch it. It's useless. It's just fluff entertainment. In some ways, it's not very entertaining. In some ways, it's just a waste of my fucking time. That's what it is. Yeah. Trevor Jace here. Good morning, Raptors family. Happy game day from Houston. Fire. Yes, Trevor J in Houston to go to the game tonight to represent the Raptor Freak family on site in the Houston arena, rooting on the Raptors. Hopefully, he has a good contingency of fans with him. Hopefully, a good number. I don't know how many people he's bringing in the game tonight. Maybe Trevor will let us know. I know he's brought large groups to visiting games for the Raptors recently. Let's see. Trevor's saying the NBA fined the Sixers $75,000 for not adding Joel to the injury list for the game against the Nuggets. NBA handing out fines like speeding tickets. Yeah, they weren't the only team that got a fine for improper reporting of the injury list. I think the Pelicans got one also. This is something, it's about the timeliness. Nick Nurse may be doing some fuckery. Yeah, he might be fucking with people with his injury list, not coming forward with it right. Apparently, they told everybody that Joel would not play against the Nuggets very late. In fact, it was like in the middle of the afternoon when the news broke and everybody started laughing and saying, yeah, he's a coward. He won't face off with Nikola on his home court. In fact, he hasn't done it in like 5 years. He always seems to miss the Denver game in Denver. Well, they fined their asses for it. And, they're getting punished for this shit. In fact, there's a report out yesterday that he tore his meniscus and that he may need to be out for a few months. Well, this is just what Sixers Nation deserves. You get all high and mighty and feeling so good, stealing our coach, and fucking letting him run your big superstar to the ground. We knew this shit was going to happen, that he was going to mess up his knee and he was going to run him into the ground. In some ways, that big, huge 70-point game recently, well, how does that feel? Was that worth running your championship aspirations in the ground for a single individual achievement game like Embiid got? Because that probably did contribute to why he's fucked up now, over playing him when you shouldn't be playing him and the game's out of reach. This is the kind of shit that Nick Nurse has been doing, running up scores, playing starters when the game is safe and leaving them out there. Bullshit like that. Well, you get what you get, Philadelphia and Nick Nurse. And whatever happens with Embiid is whatever happens. And that's just what I got to say. Yeah, he's probably going to have to be replaced in the All-Star game. That's for sure. Yeah. But yeah, give him those fines. Give them those fines for not reporting their bullshit. Let's see. Trevor's saying, when you don't care about nothing, you will disrespect everything. Like loyals, love, honor, just to name a few. Like loyal, love, honor, just to name a few. Loyal, love, and honor. Okay. In some ways, listen, you don't care about nothing. That's an interesting concept. Now, some ways people tell us to care about things that maybe we shouldn't. I don't know. It's tough to juggle. There are things you should care about that really matter and mean something to you. For sure. For sure. Good, interesting words of wisdom, Trevor J. Monique is here. Good to see the super fan, Monique Lawrence. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. Happy game day. Let's continue to build on last game's win. Let's keep climbing. Jakob and IQ did practice. I'm happy and hopeful. Yeah, it sounded like they sound like they're ready to go. This would be a great time to reintroduce these guys back into the lineup. I think that Jakob will have a very stark difference impacting the game without Jakob, with Jakob, without Jakob. Very different looks. And I would love to see our Austrian player return for the game tonight. I would really, really love that. I think that the fact that they both practiced yesterday is a good sign. Of course, Darko holding the information tight to his chest. He said game time decision. We'll see how they feel tomorrow, and we'll find out if they are going to be playing against the Rockets. Fiercely saying, good morning, family, and happy game day. Reuniting with Fred tonight. This should be interesting. Let's get the dub. Yeah, we saw a reuniting of Pascal and OG last night as the Knicks beat the Pacers in Madison Square Garden. Big game by Precious Achua. Monster rebounds, showing a lot of fire, winning New York fans over, and just playing like psychos is what they described them. These big guys for the New York guys getting all these rebounds. Hartenstein and Achua just going crazy and winning the hearts of the people of the Big Apple. Yeah, OG's team won. OG did not play. Siakam getting guarded by Precious at times last night. Very interesting. Guarding him very well. I said this, Mel Bester, that Precious Achua is a top-notch defensive player. And, well, he can guard Pascal Siakam. That's evidence right there. Siakam is one of the hardest people to guard in the NBA. And Precious Achua, he knows him a little intimately as being a teammate of his for a couple years. Well, he knows his proclivities. And he showed last night that he could stymie him and even block him at times, too. Very interesting game last night between our former players last night. Yeah. Let's see. Fiercely saying, with Randall and Embiid out, Scotty may have a chance. He doesn't make it. Operation Boycott in full effect. That's right. I'm with you. I'm with you, Fiercely. I'm not going to cover it. I'm not going to talk about that shit. I may make fun of it. I may say, "Oh yeah, I heard that this bullshit happened or this bullshit happened." And I'll be like, "Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. None of this is official. It's just extracurricular exhibition bullshit. It might as well be just one big fucking commercial with brands names all over everything. The TD this or the AT&T this, the Sprite Pepsi this, the fucking this. That's all this shit is fucking advertising. In some ways, I'm gonna be rooting for Sabrina against Steph Curry. But otherwise, I don't give a shit. I really don't. With Randall and Embiid out, we could kind of forecast. Like, I really think that they're going to put Porzingis in as one of the injury replacements. There's a lot of noise that Derek White should be an all-star and then he's snubbed. Trae Young is definitely one of the names. I think that Trae Young has a likeliness that he's going to get one of the injury replacements. I don't think Scotty's going to get it. I think that I'm seeing a trend to him not only getting snubbed from the All-Star game, but he's getting snubbed from all snubbed teams. Like Mark J. Spears came out with his article on ESPN after the teams were announced yesterday. And who's getting snubbed from the all snub team? Scotty. He's not even on the list for the guys that got snubbed from in his mind. So there's levels to this. These motherfuckers are trying to bury him in the eyes of the NBA of whether he's a superstar or whether he's this. The stats don't lie, you motherfuckers. And the more and more he plays, the years to come, you will not be able to ignore him because the stats will not lie. And shame on y'all for ignoring him already. Look, I understand our record's shit, but this kid's good. And you're going to be like, holy crap, we should have, gotten to Scotty sooner as far as getting him an all-star. Well, he may not get it this year. If he's an injury replacement, that would be great. And that would make me watch the all-star game if Scotty is an injury replacement. In some ways, that's a slight in itself. Like, it pissed me off when Siakam was an injury replacement as an all-star last year. That pissed me off. He should have been just a straight-up clean all-star. So in some ways, it's even like, all right, you know what? You didn't make it outright the right way the first time. If they don't add you as an injury replacement, that's probably for the better. Fuck them. Fuck them. Take the time off. Go hang out with your friends and just spend a good time around All-Star break. Get a break. Seriously. Instead of fucking jumping through circus hoops, fucking advertising bullshit of the All-Star weekend in Indiana. That's what I would say, Scott. But I'll say this. For Embiid and Randall, replacements are probably going to be Trae Young and Porzingis. Yeah, unfortunately. I don't know if all right, let's see. Monique is saying news and notes. Raptors celebrate Black History Month in the arena on February the 22nd. That's good to know. I'm wondering if 905 will have special jerseys again this year like they did last year to celebrate February as Black History Month. Those were pretty fire jerseys. Yeah, and they wore the Dragon jerseys this week already for Chinese Lunar New Year, which was awesome. Yeah, good stuff. Of course, it's February. It's Groundhog Day, y'all. Should I get the beaver out? No, we'll leave him over on the couch. He's just sitting there watching me. But yeah, it's February now. So Black History Month in full effect. Let's go. Nako's saying Scotty should get in as an injury replacement. Wild that Paulo got in instead. Would expect Scotty to be a replacement before Jared Allen or Pascal. Yeah, I don't even know if that's true, though. I mean, Cleveland's pretty high up. I don't think Jared Allen should be considered. Honestly, I think that it was a fluke he got an all-star in the first place. I wouldn't even bring him up. Siakam, they're going to snub him still. They're snubbing the Pacers to a degree, just like they're snubbing the Kings. Now, Halliburton made it, so they've got one all-star already. Did the Pacers deserve two all-stars? Probably not. Probably not. So I think Scotty has a better chance than Pascal and Jared Allen, but he doesn't have a better chance than Trae Young. And I don't think he has a better chance than a third Celtic being added, is what I would say. So if there's like three injury replacements, maybe Scotty's the third guy, is what I would say. I'd say Trae Young's probably going to get next. He'll be an injury replacement first. And then maybe Porzingis. And then maybe Scotty is the way I look at it, the lay of the land with possibilities. Let's see. Monique saying, I wonder what Scotty's thinking about the All-Star snub. Yes, I know our record ain't the best, but still. I mean, he could say that. He's probably thinking that. He's like, well, our team isn't winning. We're not good enough for me to be an all-star this year. And in some ways, that's good motivation for him. I mean, it's true. You can look at the standings, and most of the all-stars are on winning teams. The only three that aren't are those fucks on the Lakers and Steph Curry. Those are the only 3 players that are an all-star right now that have a losing record. Those 3 guys, and that's it. Everybody else has got winning records. On the Eastern side, everybody's got a winning record that's in the All-Star game, and that's part of the disqualifier they're using, that if you're below 500, you're not on an all-star team. It's basically how they're looking at it right now in the Eastern Conference. Let's see. Troy's saying, let's get steady Freddy tonight, boys. We can do it. Yeah, I'm with you, Troy. It'll be fun to see old Fred. In some ways, Fred's saying, yeah, it's not really, it's a weird reunion because like the team's not really the same team that what I left last summer. The only guys that are still there are Chris, Scotty, Gary, Thaddeus, and that's about it. I mean, Jakob, sure, but everybody else is new. So in some ways, Fred is like, it's kind of like not exactly like how some of the other former champion Raptors came back and played against the team. It's like, oh, seeing everybody like Kyle. Kyle plays against the Raptors for the first time after he leaves. It's still a Raptors team that he played with. Well, Freddie in some ways is saying this isn't really a Raptors team that I played with because there's RJ, there's Bruce Brown, there's Jordan Wara. So yeah, I get it. It's gonna be a little weird. It's gonna be a little weird. Cowboys saying good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Bam, damn, bam, bam, bam. Good to see you, Bradley. I hope you're having a great TGIF. That's right. Infamous is saying good morning, Philip Freaks. I have a question, Lex. Can you explain why we haven't applied for an injury exception for Christian Coloco? You know what? I'll say this. It may be because his contract wasn't a sizable enough one. He was only making like a couple $1,000,000. And it may be that you need to use those injury exceptions for the whole entire year on players that are more sizable contracts. There may be a threshold that the contract has to be a certain size. Like Mitchell Robinson and the Knicks, the way they were trying to do it with him, they got rejected for it, first of all, because they're expecting him back. But it may be it's a salary thing. It may be that because he's on his rookie contract that it couldn't work, or the size of the contract wasn't big enough to get the exception. Because in some ways, the exception may be bigger than what we were paying Coloco. I don't know. I'm guessing it may be that. In some ways, I'm sure if they could get any advantage or anything from waiving Coloco for health reasons, they would. But I don't think they can. I don't know if they can. I'm sure they would have taken advantage of whatever they could. So. Cowboy saying everyone slam dunk the like button. Thank you, Cowboy. I appreciate that. Mugarbe's here. Good to see Mugarbe holding it down in the middle of the country. Good morning, Raptors Freaks. Can we start getting some crazy stats from our number one guy? I think so. Who knows? Maybe he's really pissed tonight. Maybe he's like, we beat the Bulls on Tuesday. It was awesome. We really enjoyed it. I like winning. I like feeling the winning. I want to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing the winning. Yeah. Well, hopefully we see Scotty rise above and beyond and be the number one player on the court. Maybe not the number one scorer, but the most dominant and most controlling and most winning kind of player, doing winning kind of stuff on the court. I'd love to see that. Maybe he is motivated tonight. Maybe we do see some extra fire in Scotty Barnes because of missing the All-Star team. Maybe. I'd love to see that. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that greats have done in the past when they feel slighted. Well, they punish people for it on the court. So who knows? Maybe Scotty will be like this. I'd love to see that, though. I really would. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Raptor Free Crew. We meet Fred VanVleet tonight. I saw his article about seeing the tide of change. Yeah, I mean, in some ways, he got it with Scott. Scott arrived. Scott's a new part of the team that's going to be built around. In some ways, he really didn't kind of fit with it in some ways. And the writing was on the wall, the way they're going to invest their money in the salary cap with which players is like, do they really want to pay Fred $43 million a year? No, they don't. They wanted to pay him 30. Well, Fred wanted 13 million more a year. Well, you're on Houston now, buddy. That's just how it works. So Randolph's here. Good to see Randolph Phillips. Good day, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang on this game day. Blessings to one and all. There's enough love in our hearts to overcome all the hatred around us. Just love on someone. I like that. I love that. That's a great sentiment. Randolph, I'm going to give you a dunk. Just love on someone. I like that. I like that a lot. So Randolph's getting a dunk. Bam. Good stuff. All right. Let's see what else is going on. Mo saying, so Lex, are you back in the Facebook chat tonight? I'll be back there tomorrow. I'm not even totally sure. I've been in Facebook jail for a couple days now. just for something stupid. I think it was like a copyright thing. I think somebody reported that I posted a picture that was theirs, and it was, and they got me in trouble for copyright. It's really crazy. I think that's how they do it. It's like if you post something and somebody is the intellectual property owner and they see it, they can actually say, "Yeah, I don't want you to do this," or something. I don't know. I don't even know exactly what I did, Mo. Facebook won't tell me. They just said you can't chat or do anything for 3 days. And that's what's going on with me on Facebook. If people are wondering why I haven't messaged them, if people are wondering why I haven't talked to them, if people are wondering why I haven't made any posts in some of the groups that I administrate and run, it's because I'm in Facebook jail. And I'll get out tomorrow. I'm not out today. I'll be out tomorrow. So they're saying tomorrow I'll be out. It's so weird, the concept of Facebook jail. And honestly, the fact that they did this, and I don't even know why I got in trouble, is kind of crazy. It's really kind of crazy in some ways. Dana's saying Joel and B gets my 2-finger salute today. All right, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense for being out for the rest of the season. No, I don't want to give him the salute for that. I'm glad. I'm glad about that. I'll give him that just for being a big dummy. That's why I would give him the 2-finger salute. All right, let's see. Fiercely Salcera saying, well, the Lakers have highly been favored and helped by the refs this season with over 20 more free throws than the other teams in opportunities, yet they still suck. Yeah, they've been propped up. They've definitely been propped up. The stats don't lie. They've gotten way, way more free throw opportunities compared to the teams they play. There's all kinds of shit they're trying to prop LeBron's team up, and it's hilarious. They've been doing this for a few years now, and it's kind of like a comedy of errors. It's kind of like Keystone Cops. It's like, yeah, NBA, you really want LeBron to win and be a top star, and you help him at every avenue, but he still sucks. And that team still sucks. And in fact, they beat the Celtics last night without LeBron on the court. He complains about his teammates being shitty, and then he's out, and his team beats the best team in the league when he's out. You fucking moron, idiot. Wow, what an awesome game. Austin Reeves getting that Laker treatment, though. Let's not get it twisted. In some ways, the NBA was still helping the Lakers against the Celtics last night. When you look at the free throw attempt discrepancy, look how much they let Austin Reeves go to the line in that game against the Celtics yesterday. Look at how many times the Celtics went to the line. In some ways, I'm like, well, sometimes the Celtics get that treatment themselves where they get all the free throws. Well, they didn't get it that last night, and it hurt them. And they got their third home loss to the Lakers. And in some ways, they want to balance things out with the Lakers and the Celtics. And now they're both 1-1. The Lakers went to Boston and beat the Boston Celtics. The Celtics beat the LA and beat the Lakers in their arena. They're 1-1 for the season. They wanted that nice little evenness just in case these motherfuckers play each other in this finals somehow, some convoluted, rigged ass way. Adam Silver gets the Lakers to the finals somehow, some way. Yeah, he will try and do that. He tried to do that shit last year, but Denver was too good, and they fucking put their sorry asses out. Yeah, that's the way it should be. The best teams should beat the best teams. In NBA, stop trying to handhold people like the Lakers. They suck. They suck so bad. In fact, when you handhold the Lakers so much like you did against us, it's just so apparent how cheating and rigged this fucking league is. Seriously, y'all shouldn't be trying so hard to help them win. Either they win or they don't. And stop doing it because you're blowing your cover. You're letting everybody know you're such a fucking rigged ass league because of the way you help the Lakers. It's so messed up. So messed up. So many more free throw opportunities for the Lakers than their opponents. And you know what team's second? The Knicks. The Knicks get the second most more free throws than opponents. So those are the two teams they're helping. The Lakers and the Knicks. There you go. That's why OG gets free throws shots all of a sudden. That's right. Fiercely saying, Fred VanVleet, tonight is not the night to go off on us. Please be inconsistent. A wish from Fiercey. Well, we'll have to see. I don't know what Fred's going to do tonight. I don't know if he's going to have a fire to try and kill us, some revenge. I don't think so. In some ways, there's a lot of love in his heart for our team. In some ways, he's expressed in the last couple of days happiness about the team making good moves recently and expressing optimism about the Raptors' future around Scotty. So he's only saying good things about us. and he believes we're in a good place, and he does care about the Raptors and what they're doing. He does, even though he's not on our team anymore. He's a competitor against us. He has a heartstring. He has a heart for the team still, and he does care about what we do. He does. He always will. He always will. Watch. Chris is here. Good to see Chris. The big crybaby is hurt. I feel bad for the guy, but such is life. But anyone catch the refs trying to give Mobamba a tech for rebounding a dead ball between play? Laugh out loud. Those refs are nuts. Yeah, I didn't see that play. I didn't see that play. But yeah, I don't feel bad for Embiid because it is what they ordered up. You got Nick Nurse as your coach. Boom, he's gonna run you to the ground. Boom. We called this. We said this was gonna happen. Infamous is saying the Kobe 81 game to this day. I will never respect Sam as a coach. I could never understand why Sam Mitchell refused to double team Kobe to get the ball out of his hands. Coach, shaking my head. Yeah, idiot. Yeah, we didn't really watch that part. We watched the whole build up to it. And I was really honestly watching it again with Ross was interesting because I've forgotten how much we had been beating their ass. We were beating them by like 20 most of that 81 game, y'all. It's not like the Raptors were being slouches until the end. For the first 3 quarters of the game, we played them amazingly and we're winning. And then he just turned it on and went crazy. And some of the shots that Kobe was making, Morris was right up on him. There was like one play where he was in the corner and Ross is like, Mo Pete's playing perfect defense. He's like right on him. He's like, he didn't, and see, look, he didn't fall for his pump fakes. He didn't leave his feet. And he's like, he's right on him. He's got his hands up. And Kobe just fucking makes a crazy ass shot with his hand right in his face. That's just barely, and it swished right through. It's just superhuman, just crazy ass, ultra level NBA superstar kind of shit. That it's like, look, he guarded him perfectly. He guarded him absolutely perfectly, is what Ross said. Morris played him absolutely perfect, but he couldn't stop him because he just made it over him in the corner, falling out of bounds like Kawhi Leonard with a hand right in his face. Morris Peterson playing top level defense. Yeah, fuck Sam Mitchell. I'm with you on this, Infamous. In some ways, they were doing good, and at the end, what the fuck happened? Letting Kobe go off and get 30 points in the fourth quarter of that game. It's insane. It's crazy. Chris is saying, also, Precious ate Pascal alive last night. He won the game for the Knicks. Yeah, I don't know if he ate him alive, but he stopped him. Was he scoring on him? It looked like what Precious was scoring off of were offensive rebounds. He had like 5 of them and only 12 points. So it seemed like he was like getting on the boards and putting it back and then just playing really good defense on Siakam. In fact, he got a block on him, I hear. Bryce is saying, good morning, Lex, and the Raptor Freak crew. Bryce, when I get out of Facebook jail, I will add you to the Facebook chat and all this other stuff. I was like, he has added me on Facebook. And now I got to add him into all the Raptor Freak stuff on there. But I can't right now because Facebook put me in jail all of a sudden. It's weird. Chris is saying, Landry Fields' elbow. I remember he even tried to recreate his shot. He was a great player, but the Knicks shipped him here hurt, motherfuckers. Laugh out loud. And Sabonis over George. Our losing record hurts Barnes. That's all. You know what? I'll agree with this. In some ways, the Clippers didn't deserve 2 players. Oh, maybe they do. Actually, they kind of do deserve 2 players because of where they're at. I don't know. In some ways, I don't like Paul George as an all-star. I'm with you on this. They maybe should have put one of the Kings instead of 2 Clippers. Kawhi, definitely. Kawhi is definitely an all-star. Paul George, in some ways that you could always make the argument that Russell and Harden and all them over there kind of cloud things. Now, Kawhi's above and beyond. Yeah, he should be on the all-star team. But I can get behind this. In some ways, they got to give it to Paul George just for longevity and continuing to give him all-stars so he's got like on his career resume bullshit. Yeah, but this may be the area where they should have put a king on the team instead of the second Clipper, Paul George. I can get behind that. Our losing record hurt Barnes. That's all. Yeah, that's it. Like if we had a bit more wins, yeah, he'd probably be in. And maybe not even have to be that many more wins. And in fact, he may be out of all the teams that are losing, he's the number 1 candidate to make it on there, other than maybe Trae Young. Trae Young it's a long time with him. Let's see. Cool Cat saying, oh yeah, Scotty is being targeted. You know how it is being a Raptor. They now have emboldened the argument of where Raptors is ranked. Yeah, in some ways, this is the shitty thing, the culture and the things built up with DeMar and Kyle. In some ways, everybody wants to cast the gong and say it's over. Dong. Fuck that. Fuck you, Will Lou. Fuck you, Terrence Ross, for saying that yesterday too. I'm not willing to believe it. I believe that Scotty's going to get us out of the mud. And we're going to be winning and doing good things soon enough. And any kind of languishing around 300 kind of team for a long period of time is not going to happen. We're not going to go through 5 years of Bosch kind of shit. Nah, we're not going to go through that kind of shit. We're going to have a good team. We're going to figure it out. Masai's in charge. That's the whole thing. That's why we say trust in Masai. That was Colangelo before then. That was who was running that team around Bosch when it was coached by Sam Mitchell. And in some ways, they didn't put the right pieces around Bosch. And then Bosch had to go to Miami eventually, or he went to Miami like a punk ass. In some ways, we don't want a repeat of that kind of stuff. We really do need to build good players around him and continue to try and be as successful as possible. And I believe that will happen. I think Darko's a great coach. The fact that Masai is still here is a really big, big, huge factor in it because he can rebuild a championship team better because he knows how to do it. He did it before, and he has a proven track record. Let's see. Seymour's got Scotty on blast. Nako's saying, I've seen people arguing Derek White should be an all-star. LeBron wouldn't be a reserve if he were any other player. Yeah, if he was, in some ways they're saying a lot of people in the West are saying Kawhi should start and LeBron should be off the bench. That he doesn't deserve to be a starter in the All-Star. And I agree. In some ways, LeBron just being LeBron is an All-Star, but in some ways he shouldn't be an All-Star this year because his team sucks. And honestly, he's not very good at this point. There's a lot of laziness about LeBron that's kind of messed up right now that you don't really reward. So a lot of people were pushing for Derek White to get All-Star. There was a campaign by Celtics Nation to put that out there and talk about it a lot and try and get it talked about. In some ways, I thought it was a stretch all along. I knew that with Jason and Jalen, they're going to get in. And then Porzingis is really the next in line after that. And then you could even start talking about Drew Holiday more than Derek White. But Celtics fans just wanted to, that was a very strategic campaign to put him, elevate him, and get him in the conversation of All-Star is what they were doing. And to somewhat successfulness, even though he didn't make the team. It may be that, they talk about Derek White so much this year. Derek White has a really good year next year. Then all of a sudden he's making it somehow, some way. It's kind of bullshit, honestly. I don't think Derek White's an all-star. I think he's a boring player. And it's Celtics Nation just, once again, overrating their own players. They say that we overrate our players. Well, you're overrating Derek White, if you ask me. You really are. Mugabe saying Paolo or Scotty, who impacted winning more? I mean, I don't know. I don't watch enough Orlando. In some ways, I wonder if there's guys on Orlando that are doing more to help them win. And Paulo's just kind of like the figurehead because he's the rookie of the year. And in some ways, they need to delineate him in contrast to Scotty. Because we could start talking about Franz. We could start talking about Jalen Suggs. We could start talking about different players on the Magic and how they contribute to things. In some ways, I haven't watched enough Paulo to care or know. I believe Scotty's way better. I can look at the stats and they tell me that Scotty's better. I mean, in some ways, maybe Scotty didn't have enough winning opportunities with the teams around him as far as things with the Raptors this year. And Orlando had much better winning kind of generation and synergy and stuff. I don't know. This is a tough question to answer. Who impacted winning more? Well, Paulo won more, so I guess that's the answer. Cool Cat saying Scotty will have to wait for next year to get All-Star, All-NBA to renegotiate his rookie extension. I heard Hallie's rookie extension impacted by 65 games rules. Yeah, he's going to lose millions of dollars because of his injury right now. In some ways, that's sad. In some ways, guaranteed money is guaranteed money, but it's also there's a flip side now with the 65 rule. Yeah, it's messed up. That's one thing that I don't like is the NBA manipulating when people will sign extensions depending on giving awards or not. Like the whole thing that happened with Siakam in the last couple of years was fishy as far as like all NBA and not all NBA and the money levels. In some ways, are they trying to hurt Scott from earning more by saying, yeah, you're not going to get these accolades and we can control them to a degree? It seems so nefarious and screwy in some ways. But listen, Scott, just keep doing what you're going to do. You're going to get them. You're going to get them. And you need to like, in some ways, this kind of shit, it motivates and it should put some fire in your oven to go kick some butt, honestly. Monique saying, I booked my ride today for Raptors versus Rockets, Fred's homecoming, as we were speaking of it. Now, go Raptors. Raptors need more wins. That will be next Friday. The Raptors versus the Rockets here in Toronto. The second game of the 2 games against them. The game in Houston tonight, and they will be in Toronto, the same 2 teams next week. And yeah, I'll be at that game too. And we gotta that'll also be after the trade deadline. Trade deadline's next week, the 8th. And then, I haven't been hearing a whole lot of trade bullshit around the team all of a sudden, which has been fantastic. Maybe the reporters realize that it's really not cool to harp on it and throw it in these guys' faces over and over again. So we'll just have to see. Is there going to be another move in the next 7 days, Masai and Bobby? Because that trade deadline's while they're on the road. When they come back to play the Rockets and the game that Monique just booked a ride for, the trade deadline will have passed. And we'll have to see if the Raptors made further moves. Seymour saying, they said if Cavs lost last night, Doc could have been coach of All-Star East. Please, someone make it make sense. Yeah, the Celtics can't be the coach of the East because they did it last year. And they you can't repeat as All-Star coach. So it's going to be the teams in second is going to get it. And depending on whether the Knicks overcome the Bucks or not in the standings will determine whether it's Doc Rivers or Tibbs as the East coach for this year's All-Star game. Yeah, it's ridiculous. In some ways, that's a snub of Adrian right there. Bucks. You couldn't wait till after All-Star? At least let Adrian coach an All-Star game or something like that. You fuckers, Milwaukee. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, make it make sense, Seymour. Make it make sense. Nako saying points per game is the only stat that Paulo has over Scotty, is what I'm pretty sure what it's Nako, right? Nako. Points per game is the only stat Paulo has over Scotty. Paulo's total shooting, TS, is total shooting, right? That's not a normal acronym I use a lot. It's lower than league average. Paulo probably affects winning more this season because of a more consistent roster, but I argue Scotty's more exciting. No, listen, Scotty has more all-star stats because he's an all-round player. In some ways, he's in a category with Giannis, Luka, and LeBron, and those guys are all all-stars. If a player has stats like Scott, they're just a fucking all-star. It doesn't matter how bad their team is in some ways, but he's going to get it. That is the big thing. He just needs to have a better record, and then he will get the accolades. That's something that they put the carrot in front of everybody. Now, if it's really hard for us to win because of manipulations with the refs and the schedule, well, Scott, you just got to overcome it all, man. And I believe you will. You're that dominant and powerful as a player. It's just you've got to realize how powerful you are and execute, and you will do it. And it'll be game over. They won't be able to deny you. So it's really on you, man. You got to be that overpoweringly good, and you got to understand what it adds up to in the game to win and how you can do that differently each night, depending on the matchup or what your team needs. That's what you're going to have to get better at in the next year, is really understanding the exact skills that you can do in that specific game that will absolutely help you win. That is what you got to do next. You're going to figure it out. You're already figuring it out. Let's see. Cool Cat saying, see that block Precious did on Pascal? His rookie stepping up. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I'm proud of Precious. Honestly, in some ways, Precious, I knew he's going to win them over in the end. He may have been a little bit of a dud at the beginning, but Knicks Nation, chill out. Achua's cool. You guys are going to like him a lot. He's a very, very good player. Cool Cat saying Precious is very athletic, and I wanted him to stay on the team. Just limit him to defense. Coach Darko's role for Precious was too much. Tibbs has narrowly defined it. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any problem with him trying to expand his offensive game, because in some ways his offensive game is really nasty if he gets it more expanded. In some ways, you got to dare to unlock him. And I had no problem with Darko doing that this year. Sure, there's a mixture of failure and success, but in some ways, Tibbs is doing a disservice to Precious if he doesn't try to unlock him to a degree, because honestly, I feel like Precious could be a very good offensive player and be another whole level of kind of NBA player if they give him the right chance. I really do. I mean, some people may say that's a waste or it's too risky or there's too much. I don't think so. I think that the way he aggressively attacks the rim is so valuable that you should be using it. You should be using it. That's how I feel. David's here. Good to see David. David, you want a cookie? I'll give you a cookie. Cool Cat saying my heart broke seeing that image of Pascal and OG in the hallway of MSG catching up. Tears again. It is what it is. I'm glad to see old friends catching up. In some ways, it's probably interesting for them to compare notes. In some ways, maybe it's kind of disheartening for Raptors fans because they may be talking about, yeah, the calls are way better. All right, did you notice that too? Holy crap. I didn't even realize how bad it was for us in Toronto with the calls. That could be some of what they were talking about. I don't know. Dana's saying, fuck the Sixers. And you know what? I'm going to give you a dunk just for that. Just a random out of the blue, fuck the Sixers. Yeah, Dana, you're going to get a dunk just for saying fuck the Sixers. I'm all about that. That's awesome. Let's see. Blackhawk saying, happy Friday, Raptor Freaks. Good morning and good afternoon and good TGIF to you, Neil. Good to see you. Nako saying Tibbs is defense first. Darko is offense first. Yeah. That's a pretty, that's pretty simple description, but pretty true. Nako saying, doesn't it have to be a front court players replacing front court players for All-Star? No. They've changed everything. Like they've made everything positionless now. They did this with the all NBA teams. They got sick of like excluding good centers because you could only have one. So they said, well, all right, we're going to make it positionless. So everything's positionless at this point. I think that you can just exchange players for random players. It's not front court for front court or back court for back court, but it may be. I don't know. Maybe Trae Young doesn't have a chance because the two guys that are hurt are front court. And then there's more likely front court guys will get there. Scotty was designated front court for this vote, which was, I felt like better because there was 3 front court spots in the starting lineup and only 2 back court. So him being considered front court, maybe that is an advantage in this situation. You might be right, Nako. You might be right, but I do know that the All NBA and a lot of the other stuff is becoming positionless. That they've decided we're just going to do things positionless now. Let's see. David's saying, so sad about Joel Embiid. Really feel really bad about what happened to him. He's such a good person. He doesn't deserve this. You know what? The sarcasm is dripping so badly. I'm going to give him a 3-pointer because this makes me really laugh what David just said. I can tell you're so sincere. So sincere. So sincere. Isaac saying, Scotty Barnes, great. Triple dunk for Fiercey's take on All-Star Weekend. Ottawa represent. Be benevolent. All right, Isaac Campbell, you can get a 3-pointer yourself. You want to give a 3-pointer to Fiercey. And also, I'm going to give a 3-pointer to Isaac for sure for telling everybody to be benevolent there. Fiercey's getting 3 also. Bam. That's wow. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Were you boycotting the All-Star Weekend? Yeah, it's your choice, NBA. You got to figure out how we got a Raptor content somewhere in the All-Star Weekend. Then maybe I'll watch it. Probably not. Maybe not. We'll see. Cowboys laughing at David for him being so caring about Joel. Let's see. Cool Cat saying, Lex, I think Pascal going to a small market in Indiana would hurt his future career. He's not getting foul calls driving to the rim. I said he should go to a big market, but the Pacers have the money. That may be true. It may be different. Like it could be they were talking about the foul calls in the hallway, and OG's like, I'm getting everything now. And Pascal saying, I'm still not getting it totally right in Indiana. I don't know. We'll have to see. If that may be true. Indiana is similar to Sacramento. They kind of get the shaft. It's really apparent that the Sacramento Kings are a team that the NBA is just not that thrilled with, or feels like they're very marketable. So they shun them with the All-Stars. It's messed up. If I was a Kings fan, I would. We feel like Kings fans sometimes. In some ways, our brothers in arms, our cohorts, our people that are with us are the teams like the Kings. They get shafted like the Raptors do. So in some ways, we got to feel for the Kings Nation and them getting snubbed for All-Stars because, that's the kind of shit that gets done to our franchise too. And in some ways, I want to stand in solidarity with the teams that are in the league that get shat on by the NBA and don't get helped and don't get any kind of favor. And Sacramento's one of those teams, obviously. It's apparent. Yeah. Let's see. David's saying, I hate to say it, but I give that motherfucker a standing ovation when he's injured, asshole. That sounds more like the real David right there. Yeah. Yeah, Carlos saying good morning. Good morning to you, Carlo JS. Blackhawk saying no complaining about All Star. We had our chance to vote and we didn't show out for Scotty. Let's do better next year. I don't even think it's that. I really don't. I feel like the NBA manipulated the voting because they made it so you could only do it through their site in every 24 hours. Before you could do it by hashtagging Twitter and hashtagging all this stuff. All you need to do is hashtag like All Star, and it would count as a vote. You could put the name in. Remember those years where we could just willy nilly like hashtag NBA votes on like things, like whether it was on social media, and they went and counted them all from the hashtags? That was amazing. That was probably the most open, best voting system for the NBA. But they probably got way more votes than they thought they would. They probably saw a lot of like maybe scamming or bot voting. You know, there's all kinds of ways. So they did it this way where you can only vote every 24 hours. Yeah, I don't know. In some ways, I'm not that upset about Scotty not getting the support because in some ways, listen, Raptors are not a top team, and there's not a whole huge Raptors nation that's enthusiastic and paying attention. In some ways, like, yeah, we just say, oh, we failed. We didn't support him and stuff like that. And that's probably true. But in some ways, I don't think it was realistic that we had the support to support him to get him there. And we can't be mad at ourselves for not having that. You know, we did our part. We voted every day. We tried to help Scott. But, you know, there's casual Raptors fans who aren't as invested, who aren't watching as many games this year because they've been losing more. Well, they're not going to vote in anything because they just don't care. They're living their lives, you know. So the support for Scott, it may not have been there in some ways by the fans. But listen, it's not even us that he needs to get. He's got us. He needs to get the whole rest of the NBA's fans and have them overwhelmingly vote for him. That's the way Vince did it. Vince was so popular and so cool and just doing things a certain way. Scotty could get that kind of attention and be like the it guy in the league. Then he would get the votes like Vince used to. That's what it is. He has to go above and beyond and become like a Vince Carter, an icon in the league, an overwhelmingly, yeah, this guy's a superstar. He's amazing kind of person. He's going to do that. He's going to do that. I believe in him. The next 2 years, he's going to do it. He's going to make everybody have to vote for him for all kinds of stuff because he's so good. Because he's just so, so good. Seymour saying, David almost had me crash. The forklift. David, man, you got to help warehouse safety and not stop being so funny. David saying maybe he just wants to play basketball. Maybe he isn't interested in going to big markets so he can shoot more free throws. Talking to Cool Cat about Pascal. I mean, I think he just wanted to go a place where he would be like feeling pretty good about his situation. And Indiana was well crafted for that. So let's see. Carlos saying, yeah, not even thinking about All-Star game this year. Yeah, who cares? Who cares? Like these All-Stars, whatever. Who cares? Cool Cat saying, if no Raptors or Raptors alumni is at All-Stars, I won't watch. Yeah. Yeah, there's no point. We'll go in the off-season mode, and I'll just kind of do off-season stuff for that little bit of time. That weekend, we'll do a Sunday report. Maybe I'll do like a little bit of recap of what happened at the All-Stars and talk about it a little bit. But for the most part, I won't be covering it. I won't do a watch along. It'll be kind of like a break, just like, our team will go to a beach and get sunshine and don't even worry about it. Let's see. Randolph saying, Lex, to answer the Coloco question, wasn't he waived to make room for one of our trade pieces from Indiana? That's what I thought I heard. Yeah, he was. We had to waive him to get Kyra Lewis Jr. on our team, basically. You know, in some ways, it's like that extra player that we got in the trade for Siakam. We had to waive Coloco to have room for Kyra Lewis Jr. Basically, is what it was. You know, Bruce Brown got Pascal's spot. Jordan Wara took the spot that was Malachi's. And there was another spot that still needed to be open, so they waived Coloco. And in some ways, him being waived, he can't be used for the exception. But I think his pay scale was too low to qualify for an exemption, is what I was saying earlier. Seymour saying 5-rig pile up at Lake Louise. I got lots of cleaning and restocking to do, but I'm listening with my hand behind my back like Hogan. All right, Seymour, be safe. And I hate to hear there's a 5-rig pileup at Lake Louise out there in Alberta today. Yikes, that doesn't sound good. David's saying the All-Star game sucks anyway. Maybe it'll be better this year. Who knows? I don't know. Who cares? And the same way, I'm the same way with you guys. I'm apathetic. I'm throwing my hands up. It's like, okay, whatever. All Star Weekend. Who cares? Who cares? Is Siakam gonna be there because it's in Indiana? Because that's where the home crowd is. He's just gonna be there because of that. Maybe. Hey, look, Jill's back, guys. She's got a couple of trophies. I like that. And she's got some cool glasses. Good to see you, Jill. I hope you've been doing very good. TGIF. Yeah, Cowboy saying, Jill, let's go. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm gonna give Jillian a dunk for returning to the chat. We love you, Jill, and we're glad you're back. I don't ever want you to feel singled out. I just want to have a good stream. That's all. Let's see. Thanks, Cowboy. Hi. And yeah, good to see you. This is awesome. Kareem saying, I'm officially in rebuild retool mode. I know this because I'm excited to see Jordan Wara over everyone else. Am I being weird? I need help. I'm going to give you a dunk. Also, Kareem, for your questioning of yourself. As far as am I weird? Is there something wrong with me? Because I want to see Jordan Wara play tonight. No, there's nothing wrong with you. He's had 2 really good games. He's shooting the 3 really well. He's trying to do poster dunks. Yeah, I can see why you're excited to see Jordan Wara playing in the game tonight. I mean, that's not weird. That is not weird. You're not weird, dude. You're cool. You're cool. If you're weird, I'm weird too then. And then we're both weird. Okay, then we're both weird because we like Jordan Wara and we want to see him play tonight. I'm all about it. Blackhawk saying NBA is not tracking Canadian viewership in the ratings because we are not included. Canadian viewership only matters to Bell or Rogers. Okay. So, I mean, but they got to care to a degree. I mean, in some ways, the NBA is wondering about markets all the time. They're wondering about Mexico. They're wondering about India. They're wondering about China. They're wondering about Europe. They're wondering about markets where they can sell merchandise and they can sell the games and packages to cable packages and stuff like that. They're always worried about this kind of shit. So I don't know if this is totally true. In some ways, they may look and see a decline in what's going on with the NBA in Canada if the Raptors are bad. And they may realize, oh, wait, maybe this isn't good, but maybe they don't care. Maybe the percentages aren't that big. The money's not that big and they don't care. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to look at this. I'm sure they're tracking the viewership, but maybe they don't care as much as I would think they do. But maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Who knows? Maybe they're in cahoots with the Make Hockey Great Again crowd and say, yeah, we've really kind of killed hockey in Canada for a little bit because of the championship with the Raptors. Maybe we need to lay off of them for a little bit. Yeah, Bedman's like, yeah, Silver, can you lay off in Canada for a little bit? The Raptors are becoming way more popular than the NHL. And in some ways, we need you to just chill. All right, well, in some ways, we're going to hurt them really bad, make them really bad, and then maybe people stop paying attention to them. I don't know. I just want the Raptors to succeed and say, fuck all them and be so good that people can watch them and love watching them no matter what. That's right. Fiercely saying hi to Jillian. Welcome back. Yeah. David's saying Kareem, nah, man, I love that kid too. Makes sense. he loves Nawara. Also, he wants to see him. Carlos saying welcome back to Jill. Also, Bryce is saying I seen something saying the Lakers might move Braun my deadline by the deadline. No, I've seen this too. There's a couple of rumors. Somebody said this. This is what they said. They said the Lakers would be smart to trade LeBron James right now if they had the guts or the balls to do it. They would be smart as a franchise to do that. But I don't think they have the balls to do it. I don't think that they could do it even because LeBron is all powerful. And if they said to him, yeah, LeBron, we're trading you to the Hornets, he would be like, no, you're not. Adam, hello. They're trying to trade me to the Hornets. You know I'm not going to make any money for you in the Hornets. Stop this right now. Oh, yeah, you're vetoing the deal from the NBA head office. You tried to trade LeBron and the Hornets for LaMelo Ball. Well, you know what? It's not going to happen, just like Chris Paul. Boom. It's that kind of shit. It's like, I don't know. I don't think it's realistic that LeBron is going to get moved from the Lakers. If he did, that would be really ballsy and gutsy of that franchise. And I'd be like, yeah, you're badasses. In some ways, I might become a Laker fan because of that. I am historically a Laker fan. I was a Laker fan during this Showtime era. I love Magic Johnson. I just hate LeBron. And this whole era of Lakers LeBron has been shitty. In fact, I have way more respect for Kobe and Shaq Lakers era than this era with LeBron in charge of the Lakers. So, yeah, do it. If you did it, I'll be like, yeah, Lakers, I'm your fan again because you just got rid of like the biggest problem person in the NBA in some ways. And he's been the problem for your team, too. It would make sense for them to do it, but they don't have the balls. They won't do it. They will not do it. Watch. Fiercely saying hi to Jillian. Welcome back. And David's saying, oh, wait, I already read all that. Jill's saying, hi, Fiercey. Thanks. Hi, Carlo. And Blackhawk saying, NBA only tracks jersey sales for Canadians. Now they track the jersey sales for Europe. They track the jersey sales for America, too. And we saw those top tens also in recent days. David's giving dap to Jill, and Jill's saying hi to David. Alley-oop to Jillian from Cowboy. All right, we can do that. Let's see. Where are we here? There we go. Yeah, Jill's got quite a few dunks. She's got 15, y'all. Let's see. Bryce is saying, Jill, where you been? She's just smiling. She just took a break, you know. Let's see. David's saying taking a break from us fucking maniacs, probably. Yeah, that's probably right. That's probably right. I'm a maniac. I know I am. David's a maniac. Jill's saying, hi, Bryce. You're green now. Took a break. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people were getting memberships while you were gone. I see somebody just gifted some memberships just now. I'm going to have to see who got them. Seymour saying the Rockets are going down tonight. I like that. Win by 12. Beat the Rockets by 12. I'd love that. Mitchell Irvin, Ray Acosta, Jenna Schroeder. You guys can help us out tonight and be good refs and allow the Raptors to get a good, fair game, and we can win by double digits. Hey, I'm all about it. Dana's saying, welcome back to Jill. Bryce is saying, yes, I am. I'm officially part of the family. For sure you are, Bryce. And we're going to get you in the Facebook chat as soon as I'm out of Facebook jail. Yeah. Chris is saying, as for the Lakers and the Knicks, at least the Knicks play hard to draw fouls. Yeah. I mean, they get favored just because, once again, the NBA, it really has their interest for the Knicks and the Lakers to do well because there's so many people that love those teams in those two huge cities. And that's a big part of why they handhold these teams. Now, the Knicks, in some ways, have had a hard route for a long, long time. It kind of is sad that like teams like the Celtics, the Knicks, and the Lakers don't win more with just how much the red carpet is rolled out for them. You know, they really are helped and pushed towards winning, and they suck so much. Like the Knicks should have been better since Patrick Ewing era for so long. And there was like different eras where it's just like failure in different ways and dumb ways. The Lakers, you know, extremely successful in the Shaq and Kobe era. But then after that, really kind of and problems. And then even with the LeBron era, honestly, their accomplishments are kind of shitty. And most of what they've done has been failure in the LeBron era of the Lakers. You know, the Celtics, we can see how they've been pushed and propped up for a long, long, long time, but they cannot get through. They won that one championship with Garnett and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen like 15 years ago. And ever since, they've had a lot of good pushing towards going up by the NBA, helping them, especially this year. And they fail in like the finals with Jason Tatum. They failed in the finals a couple times now. And yeah, it's these guys are losers. The Lakers and the Celtics are losers, and they were going to fail at the top once again. Watch. Coach Joe will be exposed for being a shitty playoff coach once again this playoff season, and the Celtics will get put out by some team that everybody will be like, why did they get beat by them? Seriously, it's going to be like that. Watch. All right, let's see. Cowboys saying it's going to be the Raptors by 8. I like that. Jill's saying hi to Dana, and they're saying glad you're back. Thank you. Salute to CC. All right. David's saying, holy fuck, you're like a celebrity up here in Jill. Yeah, Jill went away for a couple weeks and boom, she comes back. A hero's welcome. This is the kind of stuff that happens. Like Tom Duke, if you come back, you're going to get that hero's welcome. Logical Raptors fanatic, you come back, you're going to get that hero's welcome because people miss you guys. You know, you guys have been a big part of this channel in the past. And oh man, if we saw Logical Raptors fanatic show up in here, people would go buck shit crazy. And then Tom Duke, the same thing. Yeah. David's a celebrity. He is a celebrity in bridge circles. He is world famous. People know the name David Saborin. If you play bridge, if you're serious about bridge, you know who David is. David's like a Tiger Woods in bridge. I'm just saying that. That's the damn truth. I'm not lying. David is world renowned as a celebrity bridge player. I'm not lying. If you know bridge, if you're involved in competitive bridge in any kind of high level, you've heard the name David Saborin. I'm serious. He is a celebrity. So you're joking, but he's saying, nah, I'm not a celebrity. You're being modest, David. You know that in some ways there's pictures of you on the internet with championships and being with other top bridge players around the world over your lifetime. You know you've got that. Come on now. Yeah. Cowboys saying, yeah, but he's annoying. He's got that edge. We love our David. That's right. Our cookie master, David. Cookie monster. And we should call him that. Dap, dap, dap. Dap, dap, dap. Chris is saying, is it true? It is true. Nick Nurse grinds the players into the ground. And hello, good morning. Hello, GM, is saying Jillian. But I don't know why he always plays them so many minutes. I tried to stand up for Nick on this for a couple years before his last couple years as a Raptor. My analogy was he wants the best premium lemonade. So he's taking the very best lemons. Like he has a group of 12 lemons, and maybe there's 6 of them that have really good juice. And the other ones don't have very good juice. So he's really getting that premium juice from the 6 lemons, not the whole 12. He could use the whole 12, and those other 12 are going to waste, but he really juices the hell out of the 5 or 6 that he's going to use. And that's kind of, he wants that premium lemonade. Absolutely the best juice from the best fruit. And that's why he overplays these guys. In some ways, this is part of the reason why Maxi's an all-star right now. In some ways, this is part of the reason why Maxi is probably going to be the most improved player this year, is because of Nick doing this with him. Now, Joel, yeah, he got a 70-point game. Yeah, he's had some amazing games where he gets incredible stats, and he doesn't even play the fourth quarter. But he's also ran the hell down. His meniscus is torn, and he's facing surgery at this point. Sham's taking it back, though. It's almost like he got in trouble for over-reporting. He reported that the meniscus was torn yesterday, but he took it back. He's like, oh, they haven't officially said that it's torn, so I have to repeal my statement about it being torn already. Well, motherfucker, if you know it's torn already and you report it, just because they're telling you not to report it officially yet, doesn't mean that it didn't happen still. It's just like, oh, did you get a little slap back from the Sixers organization? Why did you report that, Shams, that we have a torn meniscus on Joel Embiid? Because it's true, and my sources told me, and that's what I do. This is my job. This is what I do. It's like, yeah, but we weren't telling anybody that officially yet. Okay, I'll go and make a new tweet. It's not official that he's torn his meniscus. Well, we're going to find out in the next day or so that it's torn still anyway, and it's going to be official then. Official. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Jill's saying gifts, people. David gifts. Yeah, he's a gift man. He's Santa Claus. He's the cookie monster. That's right. David's saying, all right, I'll leave. Have a good day. Take care. No, we love you, David. We love you. This isn't about that. It isn't about that. Jill's saying hi to Chris. Cowboy's saying, you're the fucking man, Uncle David. Don't go anywhere. And David said, laugh out loud. I'm fucking with you. Ha. I love the Raptor Freak family. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, it's all good. All right, we trust you. Chris is saying, Facebook can't do it. Zucker is a loser. Can't support it. Yeah, in some ways, I'm a little worried about the trends and the things that I could see on the horizon with power and things and stuff. People were telling me that this kind of thing has happened to them before with Facebook, and it's really hurt their job because they relied on Facebook to do some things, and then all of a sudden they're locked out of it, and it kind of like really caused chaos in their lives. There were things that it affected the last 3 days for me. Obviously, I couldn't be in the Facebook stream with you guys talking during the games. I could see everything y'all are saying, though. It's like I'm a weird ghost. I can see what all y'all are all saying. I can't like anything. I can't comment, but I can see what y'all are saying. I have duties with other Facebook groups where I'm an administrator. I can't perform those duties right now. And other people have had to fill in for me while I can't do them. So it's been a little inconvenient for sure. But luckily, nothing in my life is life or death. And if it doesn't get done, well, I wait and I'll do it when I get back tomorrow. I'll get it done tomorrow. Mischief saying we need to sign Jordan Wara this spring. The sooner the better, in case other teams offer him more money. Jordan's favorite team growing up was the Raptors. Yeah, it's partly because of Masai, probably. Like I said, he's known Masai since he was 5. His dad's Nigerian, and Masai's Nigerian, and they're best friends. Like Jordan's dad is a friend of Masai's. Like they've known each other forever. So in some ways, we've got the goods on Jordan staying with us, and I think he's really happy. I think in some ways, Jordan being kind of on the edge of rotations for the last few years with the Bucks and the Pacers, has made him really like relish the opportunity he's getting right now to get out there, get a lot of time on the court, and really show something. And he's excelling. So what's not to like? Sometimes when you get busted open and get to play on a high level and get a chance with that team, you really feel loyal to them because they gave you that chance. Just ask Fred VanVleet. Yeah. And why he feels loyal to Toronto. So Jordan, in some ways, this summer, you may worry about him, somebody getting snatched from us, but he may have a lot of loyalty towards us, partly because of his father's relationship with Ujiri, and partly because this is where he blew up and he made good feelings and good memories happen, like trying to throw it down on somebody's head the other night. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Good comment, Mischief. I love it. Let's see. Cowboys saying the best family around. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. When saying Precious played the entire game, 40 plus minutes, missed every shot, points in the paint, defended well, 40 plus minutes. Good luck with that. Listen, they needed him. No OG, no Randall. They got the minutes to fill. He started. He played a good amount of the game. Jalen Brunson, of course, the engine offensively, taking care of the scoring, getting over 30 points. But then Hartenstein and Achua, huge on the boards and defensively to help the Knicks against the Pacers. Awesome. Cowboys saying, I agree with the base man. Mischief. Dap. David saying, I'm not a Zucker fan, but hard to call him a loser. His company is massive and absolutely killed their last Q results. Elon is currently the loser. Laugh out loud. Oh, yeah. I mean, yep. In the millionaire standings, yeah, I could get behind what you said. Jill saying, opinion, All-Stars sucks to watch, but it's good for resumes. Scotty got the Olympics, so he's done with All-Stars. Yeah, but he hasn't got Olympics yet. Jill, that's the thing. He's one of 41 players that's invited to the camp to try out to make the final team, and there's no guarantees that he will. So in some ways, we can't say he got the Olympics. He's in the pool to get a chance to, but they're going to cut that, like half of those guys out of there. They're only going to have like 15 of them out of the 41 that they named. So his chances of making the Olympic team are not that good either, unfortunately, because, you know, the NBA and the weirdness. I don't know. They'd be smart if they put him on the Olympic team. If he got on the Olympic team, that'd be fantastic. But in some ways, I'm feeling like people are generally snubbing Scotty right now to send a message. And, well, maybe he hears the message and he kicks a lot of ass and beats the shit out of everybody for it. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Chris is saying at Cowboy, we need to do a reunion. Laugh out loud. For sure. We got to do another meet and greet. Y'all give me a reason to do a meet and greet. Come on. Maybe we need to do one either in March or February. Maybe we should do a meet and greet for this stupid ass All-Star weekend. Instead of we could go, I guess we could watch it all together somewhere, or maybe we shouldn't. No, who cares? Seymour saying, when is the trade deadline? It's the 8th. Today is the 2nd. So everything with the trade deadline will be done by next Thursday. So next Thursday, I believe, is the trade deadline. And it'll all be done. Yeah. Cool Cat saying, we need a good bench to ensure our team's success. Since the chip, our bench is our weak link. Yeah, in some ways, it's hard to build the bench when you're using all your premium guys in the starting lineup. That's why I kept saying to Nick, mix it up. Put your third best player on the bench. Have your first two top players in the starters, and then your fourth and your fifth player, and then your sixth player on the starters, and put your third best player as the bench scorer, the sixth man. This is a smart way to divvy up talent on your team. Nick never did that. He always started the absolute best 5 players he had available any given night with injuries. And that always bugged me because that was a really easy way that he could have strengthened the bench, was by diluting the starters with one of the shitty bench players and putting one of the really good starters on the bench. But he never did that. I would say that all the fucking time. And he would never, ever do that. Jill saying OG also with the 40 minutes then was out injured. Yeah, Tibbs was playing him heavy minutes and he got hurt and he's out right now too. Yeah, that's a good example of that too. Seymour saying thank you for letting me know about the trade deadline. Cowboys saying yes, sir. Winning or losing, 100%. The riff is fucking awesome. There you go. The Raptor Freak family. There you go. Cowboys saying who is Suggs? And Cowboys getting dap from Mischief. Fiercely saying, even when LeBron retires, they will find a way to include him in the All-Star game somehow, some way. I know. He'll be like an owner, and they'll make him All-Star owner. He'll have some sort of like delineation above everybody as an owner somehow, some way. Watch. Monique saying, I'll always say Toronto All-Star forever, the best and can't be beat. The year we had the All-Star weekend here when it was so freaking cold and they had one of the best dunk contests ever. Yeah. And Kobe was in that All-Star game too. It was one of his last ones. Let's see. Cowboys saying alley-oop to Monique. All right. There we go. Let's see. We'll give Mo an alley-oop. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying. Where are you there? Were you there, Monique? No, she's going to the game next week. The game's in Houston tonight, so she's not going to the game tonight. She'll be going to the game next week. That's right. All right, let's see. Chris is saying, I sort of disagree with Derek White. He's a solid player, able to hit key shots, and I have to respect good basketball, even though I hate the Celtics. I like scrappy guard play, Brown, Connington, Alvarado. Derek White, I'm not saying he's not a good player, but once again, the thing about the whole idea of all-star is you're a star player. Derek White is just a rum great player that has a ho-hum name. It's not like he's a star quality guy. Like if you look at Derek White, you say, oh, that guy's a star in the NBA. No, you don't. You don't. He's boring. He does things under the radar. In some ways, you have to really pay attention to see how great he is. In some ways, I get honoring people like that, but you're fucking already honoring Tatum and Brown and probably Porzingis next, maybe even Holiday before Derek White. I mean, those guys are all-stars ahead of him because they've been all-stars already. I don't know if Porzingis has been an all-star for sure. I'm pretty sure he's been an all-star at some point, but maybe not. We know Drew Holiday has been. So in some ways, it's the whole atmosphere or aura around the guy. He's not an all-star aura. No. He's humdrum, boring, run-of-the-mill, does his work, does good stuff. But in some ways, there's nothing flashy. In some ways, it's not like he has star quality. That's what an all-star means. In some ways, it's like the same reason why I don't think Jared Allen was an all-star. These guys are good role players. They're good NBA players. But in some ways, did they have star quality? No, they don't. They don't. It's not like these guys are like, it's the star part that I don't get with these kind of guys, is what I'll say. Chris is saying at Fiercey, yes, they will create a spot for an all-star legend of the game, and he'll get 10 more years of LeBron. Yeah, maybe they'll just say no more all-star coaches. We're just going to let legends coach the game from now on. It's just LeBron needs to be in part of it and compete somehow. So he's going to be a coach of the all-star every single year. It's not like we switch it. It's just going to be LeBron versus Giannis in perpetuity. Just let them be the coaches of the teams against each other until they die. And they could be 90 years old and they'll be coaching the game still. I don't know. It'd be something stupid like that. Blackhawks saying, I agree, Chris. White is a good pesky player. Fuck the Celtics. Yeah, I just don't think he's got star quality. I see that's great. In some ways, it's like, what? He's just not that far off from Malcolm Brogdon. And come on now. Seriously. What is a star? What is an all-star? What does it mean? And Derek White's not an all-star. He may play at a very high level. He may be a very, very good player. He may be a championship team kind of caliber player to have on your team. That doesn't mean he's a fucking all-star. Doesn't mean he's like somebody that they're going to market. Are they going to market Derek White in any kind of way? No, they're not. No, they're not. They're going to market Jalen and Jason. Yeah, they're going to market those motherfuckers. Let's see. Cool Cat saying we dismantled the team mid-season, that it will be hard for Scotty to get all-star games, so that will also hurt his case. Yeah, all the changes, the losing is the biggest part. It's a record. It's the, everybody is like, now there's like saying, oh, the Raptors are not important. They're not valid this year. Like in some ways, when we win and we can win games and teams are scared of us, then we matter. We're relevant. In some ways, we're not relevant right now, is what the NBA fan general was saying. The Raptors aren't a relevant team at this point. And that's what hurts him right there. Mischief saying, let's get this win tonight. Gary, Scotty, Dennis, Monique. Let's get Darko's dinner. 3 wins in a row. Yeah, we gotta get it's the second one tonight, and then if we win the next one, then we got Darko dinner. In some ways, they went to dinner anyway. They had a nice dinner this week. They were asking them then in the interview about, like, getting team dinner. "It's great to have team dinner, RJ," and he's like, "Yeah, it's because we get to know each other. We sit down and we talk to each other more, no phones, and we just pal around, and we get more of that team chemistry up by sitting at a dinner table and eating all together." Talking about the dinner they had in Houston 2 nights ago when they arrived in Houston, having a nice dinner on Wednesday night. Let's see. Blackhawks saying 6'9" is still alive. We had a good lineup with Scotty, Grady, Wara, Boucher, and Thad. You know what? I'm glad you brought this up, Neil, because I forgot to talk about this. He's exactly right. At a certain point in a game recently, we had a Vision 6'9" lineup out there with no small guy at all. Scotty was the point guard, and he was out there with Grady, Jordan, Chris Boucher, and Thaddeus, and it was a big lineup. So it's nice to see that even though we've done so much moves and lost some of our size, there was still a 6'9", Vision 6'9" lineup out there recently. I totally forgot to talk about it in the reaction that day. I'm glad you brought it up because I noted it also, and I thought it was pretty damn cool to see there. Well, we may still get Scotty point guard Vision 6'9" lineups in the future. Maybe it's just that we got to get the right guys like Wara and Grady and Boucher that can shoot the three that are involved in it. That's what I'm saying. I like that. I like that Blackhawk. Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. Actually, I'm going to give you a dunk for bringing that up because I had totally forgotten to talk about it. Like, not even like recently. This was like a week ago. I noticed this, and I should have brought it up in the reaction. But I have so many thoughts that, and I don't have a script. I don't have notes. I'm just going off the top of my head. But this was something I wanted to talk about: the reoccurrence of a Vision 6'9" lineup with the Raptors post Pascal Siakam trade. Pretty interesting. Fiercely saying 10 more years of LeBron. Yeah, we'll have to see. Fiercely saying thank you to Isaac. Blackhawk saying number or no number. We need to show out. We did it for DeMar, Kyle, Fred, and Pascal. Yeah, I don't even know how much we supported and voted for these guys in those ways too. And also you've got to understand the scale of the voting may be a lot bigger in certain ways than it was in those other years. I don't know how the percentages of support are different. I don't know if Scotty got any less support this year than Kyle and DeMar in years past. I don't know. In some ways, I don't have any kind of statistical numbers for this so that I can compare and understand the trends of what percentage we actually showed up for Scotty this year or not. I don't like this whole narrative that the Raptors fans failed Scotty and didn't vote him in. We can't say that. In some ways, some people have said we have this whole country. How come we didn't vote Scotty in? Well, y'all have to understand the whole country of Canada is really small compared to the whole country of the U.S. Like our population is not very big compared to the U.S.'s population. So it's not like we have a crazy, huge, big block just because our country is geographically the second largest country in the world. Our population of people is smaller, like way smaller than in the U.S. And then there's the global people voting, China. There's all over the place voting. So in some ways, our numbers are not very big to make a huge impact on all-star voting like y'all think we do, just because we have a whole country. In some ways, there's also a lot of people in this country that aren't Raptors fans, and they're going to vote for other people within our country. And then there's going to be a lot of people that are basketball fans, but they don't give a shit enough to vote. They don't care. And then there's going to be just a lot of people that don't even care about the Raptors, the NBA, or any kind of thing that live in this country that are part of the population number that don't add to it either. So that's the thing. We can't say we failed him because in some ways we didn't have the group or the numbers to help him in the first place. In some ways, is what I would say. Let's see. Mischief saying, I think Dick grew taller than Nwara when they were standing beside each other. That could be true. I mean, Grady's the youngest on the team at this point, and he's going to grow in the next year or so. In fact, I expect him to be 6'9", 6'10" in the next 2 years. And if he's already growing right now, maybe the Raptors have some special food diet that they put people on, and they're like, yeah, this even enhances like you growing height-wise. And you're like, all right, let me start eating this. And all of a sudden, Grady's like 6'7" to 6'9" to, boom, boom. Yeah, I think that Grady is taller than Wara. I think you're right. It's interesting to see him out there with guys like Caruso and Luke Kennard recently because he's taller than both those guys too. And in some ways, that really says a lot of good things. As far as like if we could get like a Caruso that's taller on our team that can shoot the three and be that scrappy defensive pest like Caruso, that's what I'm really hoping. That Grady can develop the defensive side of his game in a way that actually is a really, really helpful and awesome that nobody actually expected, because everybody looks at him and like, oh, he's going to get killed every which way. But wait, if he's a good team defender, if he's able to do certain things like Caruso is in the next couple of years, look out. Look out. It's will, it's work, it's smarts, it's quickness in certain ways with reflexes and when to go. That's Caruso. And maybe he can be like Alex Caruso, except taller. I would be all about that. I would be all about that. Cowboys saying Isaac has got to get all the Ottawa Raptor Freak family on the bus to the real jerk. Yeah. Yeah. I'm all about that. Y'all come on now. Come on down to Toronto and we'll do a meet and greet. Fiercely saying Pacers are using Pascal as a facilitator. He doesn't get in the paint enough. They can't see how valuable he can be. What a waste for now. Hope it turns around. Well, it's too new. And some ways they're going to try all kinds of different things with him in different ways to see what is helpful and what situation and what, with Halliburton in, Halliburton out, how he plays off of Miles Turner this, Miles Turner that, whether he's going to be more of a scorer or whether he's going to be more of a like draw the double team and pass out and draw and kick. You know, they're going to be trying all kinds of different things with Siakam right now. And it may not be totally clear what his complete role with the Pacers going forward long term is, because they might want to see what he can do as maybe a passing power forward, as a kind of a point forward. Jimmy's saying winning gets respect. Hope the that lights a fire under Scotty. Yeah, I hope he's telling himself this. It's like, look, I can get all this stuff, but we have to win. I have to be successful. And I don't want it to be like he's mad because it's like, well, I'm getting cheated because I'm on Toronto. Nah, dude, you got to be like, listen, people on Charlotte, people on Sacramento, people on Indiana, people on different teams are getting different levels of shafted. And it's going to happen on all teams for the most part to a degree. Some teams it may not. You may actually get favor. But you can't look at that as being part of what's holding you back. You need to just be that much better that you overcome it, because you will. I know you will. And it's just a matter of time. Yeah. Let's see. Jill's saying, I feel the lack of votes is not necessarily against Scotty. It's against the All-Stars. That could be true. Like if you have apathy about voting, like in the general election, nobody wants to go out and vote. It's like, what's the point? What does it even matter? You know, that in some ways that is part of it too. It's like if the Raptors aren't that good, the motivation to vote is not as good. It's apathetic. And I think that's part of what Jill's saying. And I think that's very true. I think it's not necessarily against Scotty. It's just that it's like the All-Stars, who cares? The Raptors aren't very good this year. I'm not even paying attention to the NBA. Why am I going to bother vote for All-Star? Let's see. Cool Cat saying, I'll be watching women's college basketball the weekend of the All-Star. Yeah, that's a good choice. That's a very good choice. Cowboys saying, Scotty is an All-Star. Fuck you, NBA. That's what Cowboy says. And Dave is laughing. Cowboys saying, sign Wara now. Yeah, I think it's a little soon. We got to wait till the right period of time in the season. Thanks for the dunk. Jillian saying, David saying 100%. Cool Cat saying, it's funny. I always wanted Wara on the Raptors since seeing him on the Bucks. Now he's here. Yeah, he was one of those players that I had like a feeling about. He was a Raptor killer. In fact, there was a game that he played for the Bucks against us where he killed us. And I was like, damn, that guy's annoying. That guy's annoying. And it's weird how sometimes those Raptor killers circle around and end up on our team at some point. It's pretty cool. Monique is a member for 3 months. She has gotten her purple level membership renewed. I love that, Mo. I love that. You're 3 months a member. That's so awesome. I appreciate you supporting the channel, Monique. Cool Cat saying, watching Miles Turner up close, and I'm glad the Raptors didn't succeed in trading for him. Nick Nurse would have benched him big time. Laugh out loud. I've always liked Miles Turner. If he was on the Raptors, I would accept him on this team at any point. I don't care. The guy's just really smart, and he's a good pro. He's the kind of guy you want on your team. Kevin's saying our bench is much better now with Dennis, Awara, and Brown. Yeah, Brown's actually starting right now, and so is Dennis. But, you know, those guys being more on the bench with guys getting healthy and coming back, that's awesome. Yeah, and Boucher too. Yeah. Cowboys clapping for Mo. I like that. Blackhawk saying the only way the NBA will care about Canadian viewership is if Canadians bought League Pass. However, League Pass doesn't work for Raptors home games because we are forced to go through Rogers and Bell. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I know some people up here do get League Pass from time to time. I've heard of friends of mine talking about how they got League Pass up here. But yeah, sometimes there's weird things with blackouts, especially with the Raptor games, which make it ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. Maniacs. We're maniacs, Carlo. Cowboy saying, I watched the Air movie last night about Nike signing Jordan. Check it out, Raptor Freak family. It's not bad. Jordan Wara or Michael Jordan. Haha. Let's see. Trevor's saying we just run into one of Dylan Brooks's friends at the hotel this morning. He says he's from Toronto. Interesting. So Trevor's in Houston, getting ready to go to the game tonight against Fred VanVleet. And he ran into a friend of Dylan Brooks at the hotel, and he says he's from Toronto. There you go. Cool stuff. All right, Trevor, you go down there to the arena and get the Raptors a win, my man. Cool Cat saying, Lex, I'm a Lakers Magic Johnson fan big time with gear. Since then, my Lakers fandom is non-existent. Was not a fan of MJ, Kobe, LeBron, but I respect their skills and impact. Yeah, I used to love those old Laker teams. Even like they were kind of like it was Magic. I was really a huge fan of Magic. And I liked Worthy too. Worthy was a really cool player. And it was just they were likable to me. In some ways, I found them more likable than the Celtics at that time. I did like the Celtics also, which was weird. Before there was any Raptors or anything, I was kind of a general NBA fan. My favorite teams were Detroit and San Antonio, but I did also enjoy a lot of the other teams like the Lakers and the Celtics at that time. It was when I was young and I didn't understand how rigged this fucking league was for them. At that point, I was like, yeah, I like Larry and I like Magic. I like that whole. And in some ways, I was more for the Lakers when they were playing the Celtics in the 80s. But yeah, in some ways, I didn't like Kobe and Shaq when they were playing at the time, but I respect the hell out of what they did now in hindsight with the winning the championships in the 2000s, even if they got helped, even if there was some cheating, especially in that series with the Sacramento Kings. I still have a lot of respect for Kobe Bryant and his accomplishments. Shaq, also for his dominance. But yeah, the LeBron stuff more recently is just kind of disgusting and kind of like a blemish on Laker history, if you ask me. Cowboys saying, enjoy the game, Trevor. Yeah, have fun at the Houston game against the Raptors tonight. Jill saying, Cowboy, you should get a dunk for always being so supportive. I agree with that. I will do that, Jill, right now. We're going to give Cowboy a dunk for being an assist leader and just a leader of positivity. Kevin saying, Golden State shopping Wiggins. Should we get him? Buy low. He provides length, 3-and-D with some offense. He's having a bad year, but I think he can turn it around. I don't know. In some ways, the window that I had open for Andrew Wiggins coming here, it kind of closed in the last couple months. I've seen how he's playing for them, and I'm wondering if the distractions of different things around his life and different things is kind of hurt him for the rest of his career. It's not like he's getting any younger. He's been in the league a lot longer than it seems. We forget how long he was on Minnesota before he even came to Golden State. And I don't know. I'm passing on him at this point. I think that not only should the Raptors pass on Wiggins, I think Team Canada should too. That in some ways, I love the guy. He's a champion. He's Maple Jordan, all this kind of different stuff. But I think he's overpaid for what we would get even now. Like it wouldn't be some sort of like what you said, like a buy low. He's not buying low at the price he's at right now. It's really bad. You're buying high actually because he's being really shitty, and he's not producing, and he's still getting paid a contract that's probably not worth what he's producing. So it's definitely not buying low. You would be buying him at a bad place at a high price, and that's part of the reason why they're having a hard time moving him or doing anything. I don't want him in Toronto. I would have said that I would have maybe 2 years ago, but I don't at this point. I don't. He has to do some stuff that's better to in some ways, maybe he needs to finish this contract. Like Carlos saying, he's on a bad, long contract. And maybe he needs to finish that. And maybe we can revisit at a lower price him being a role player on this team in some sort of way. But yeah, his time's passed. In some ways, his career, the bulk best of it is over. It's not like he's going to get a lot better. And if he's fallen off this much recently, well, that's not good. That's really not good. Kevin's saying he's paid 30 million better than paying OG 40. Yeah, but OG's a way better player than Andrew Wiggins. Like he really is. And it's really on the defensive end. OG is such a good defensive player that he is worth the 40 million. In some ways, I would have paid OG 40 million to stay on the Raptors. I don't know if I'd pay Andrew Wiggins 30 million to do what he does right now. Is what yeah. Kevin, it's an interesting idea. I may have been with you like maybe 6 months ago or a year ago, but not now. Not now. The way he's playing right now, he's too much in a hole. It's not worth it. It would be a bad deal. It would be a bad deal. Cool Cat saying, I envision OG at the Knicks, Siakam at the Sixers. Gross. And became media darlings, being so professional and easygoing off the court. Then they used the leverage to talk about the Raptors. That was my manipulated strategy. Yeah, hopefully these guys do this to a degree. I don't think a lot of the ex-Raptors, when they go to new places, really talk us up in the right kind of ways. Kyle did. I think even DeMar, even though we burned him, he was still very glowing about us. Norman has not been. Kawhi has not been speaking us up or doing us right like that. Freddie, maybe a little bit. I mean, it's shown in the last 2 days. I would love to hear Siakam and OG speak the great qualities of being in Toronto now to the mass media down there on their new channels of people hearing them. That would be great. I would be all about. I like your little manipulated strategy, as you put it, Cool Cat. Cowboys saying, thanks, darling. It's all good. I just love this family. Everyone on here is a great person. Let's grow. There you go, Cowboy. You're awesome. And Jill's smiling at you. Blackhawk saying, when I say the NBA is tracking Canadian jersey sales, it's in reference to what they monitor from Canada. They track what they sell that has the NBA logo because of the licensing agreement. They could care less about the viewership in comparison to the merchandise sales. Okay. That's an interesting point to point out. Okay, I can see what you're saying about this. Maybe partly because the revenue and viewership is all derived by our own ownership, Bell and Rogers. And down there, yeah, okay. I get what you're saying, Neil. Jill's saying, if Lowry can be traded, I feel LeBron can be traded, but no one's afraid of Kyle while everyone appears to fear LeBron. This is apples to oranges. Of course, Kyle can get traded. LeBron, in some ways, it's kind of like if he doesn't want to be traded, do you think he actually allows himself to be traded? In some ways, he's already said, like, look, I'll play with the Lakers. I want to play with the Lakers, but when Bronny comes in, I'm going to the team that he's going to be on. So he's already saying, he's like, part the waves. I'm going to go wherever the fuck I want. And I may like buck NBA rules for movement with transactions just to be on the same team with my son. Yeah, I don't know how he's going to do that. It's going to be weird. Blackhawks saying, therefore, if you want to protect the NBA, you should not buy their merchandise instead of boycotting All-Stars. That's a good way to do it. I mean, listen, I say that consumer power is always powerful in anything. If you don't like a gas company, boycott that gas company. You don't like a restaurant because they did some fucked up your food, don't buy that food no more. I'm all about this. People making statements by not spending money for different companies is a really good way to get things done. If you don't like certain things with something with this company, don't fucking buy it. They'll be hurting for it and they'll find out. And he's right. Not buying NBA merchandise is probably the best way. Another thing is don't buy tickets and go to the game. There's a couple different ways you can boycott the NBA economically. And in some ways, it could be helpful, but it could also hurt us too with our team up here in Canada. We'll have to see. Cowboys saying they're just afraid he's going to fuck up their tutu. Okay, true. Fuck up their team. Okay. All right, y'all give me the cutoff for sure. And Jill saying boycott the NBA. Would we in a smaller market in another country be taken seriously? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, bottom line and money matters. And if they wouldn't feel it at any kind of level, some people not spending money like they would have before, people not coming back as season ticket holders the next year, they feel it. They feel it changes in the buyers' decisions. Cool Cat saying Fred VanVleet, 2 daughters were born here. He planted roots too. He's got 3 children born here. Fred VanVleet Jr. too. And the 2 young ladies, Sunny and Layla VanVleet. Yeah, she's got her dad on his knees. Layla. Cowboy saying, I must say it would be cool to see LeBron play with his son. Yeah, it'll probably happen. I could see it happening. Blackhawks saying we do buy a lot. That's what I'm saying. Well, those people are going to go to the Real Sports, Center Sports in there and buy all that stuff in there. It's crazy in there when I go to games. It's just packed with people, and they are buying a lot of merchandise for sure. Trevor J. saying Jordan said that he was Toronto for the championship parade, that he was always a Raptors fan. He said he was in Toronto for the championship parade. Really? Like, that's kind of a turncoat because he was on Milwaukee, I think, and we beat them that in the playoffs that year. And he decided to come up to Toronto and be a part of our parade. I wonder how the Bucks felt about that. That's cool. I mean, I love that. In some ways, that's really weird to me. Cool Cat saying one thing I respect is that Coach Darko and Pacers coach watch the minutes of lead players. Tibbs and Nick Nurse ruin long-term careers and bodies of athletes. Yeah, who knows? Maybe Nick broke Joel Embiid for his career in his first year of coaching him. That could very well be true. We'll have to see what happens. Cowboys saying Darko is fucking awesome. I agree with that. Chris is saying when AI and holograms really get good, the NBA will have a fake LeBron playing, perhaps even as the first robot player. Laugh out loud. He will never go away, never stop playing. 4 players and a robot legend. Yeah, that's going to be a weird era where we have either holograms or robots or fake legends coming back and playing. Yeah, I don't know. I may be done with the NBA by then. By then, I may be like, this is ridiculous. Let him go. Seriously, just let him go. You're going to bring out Bill Russell. You're going to bring out Wilt. You're going to bring out Kareem. You're going to bring out Larry. Robot Larry Bird coming out. Let's see. Isaac saying, I hope you get out of Facebook jail soon. Pass go and head straight to the Real Jerk to collect 200 Raptor Freak family members. All right, Isaac. I like that. You can get a 3-pointer for your witty funniness there. Incorporating Monopoly. Not my favorite game. That game is kind of full of shit. You know, we were talking about board games recently. Like, what is the one they're talking about right now? Catan. Because Catan, the guy who made it is like Norwegian or something like that. He made it is about Vikings and conquest and colonialism. And there's a lot of fire for the sellers of Catan game right now. Monopoly, another game that's kind of fucked up if you really think about it. Some people are trying to say that the world right now is the point in a Monopoly game where one guy has all the hotels and all the properties and nobody else has any money. And they're just giving him the money. And the game is stupid at this point. And why are we even playing it? Then at any point, one of those people that has no money is just going to take the board and flip it upside down in his face. Yeah. In some ways, that is kind of where we are with the world right now. The end of the Monopoly game where the fucking greedy ass motherfucker who's got everything is sitting on all the money and everybody else is poor and penniless. Yeah, late stage Monopoly is what we're in right now. Late stage Monopoly. Blackhawk saying, you mean to say White doesn't have any Subway commercials? I don't think he does. That's right. That should be a tester. If you're an all-star, you should be in commercials because you have endorsements. You're a star enough that you're trusted to endorse a product that people will buy. Does he have a Siakam swirl? No, he fucking doesn't. You think they named a McFlurry after Derek White? What is it going to be? The White McFlurry? Oh, it's just a plain soft serve vanilla. There you go. Derek White McFlurry. What? This is just a regular soft serve. Yeah, that's because he's boring. He's not a star. And he doesn't have a McFlurry or a soft serve cone. This is just a regular soft serve cone. His name's Derek White. Vanilla. That's it, bro. That's all you get. That's all you get. Oh, okay. So this isn't actually an official Derek White. No, it's just a fucking soft serve cone. Yeah, you didn't have no swirl. He ain't got no Subway commercials. Chris Boucher got Subway commercials. Alley-oop to Isaac. All right, we'll do that. Isaac's cleaning up today. Isaac, you're at 11 now. You're at 11. All right, let's see. Mo's saying W stream Lex all around. Keep at it always. Good times. Go Raptors. Let's keep climbing. I'm with you, Mo. You know what? Let me do, before this cut off, let me do the Instagram stories real quick. We've got Precious first, and he's got him yelling with his maniac teammates, Isaiah and Josh Hart, saying dogs. And the Knicks outdueled the Pacers. It is a crazy picture of Precious yelling like a madman today. It's crazy. Dennis is celebrating his team in Braunschweig. I guess they won their game, and you get your tickets if you're in Germany and go see the German league Braunschweig team. The Dennis is part of the management. He's also got some new. It looks like those are. I want to say Puma because I know he's with Puma, but they're like that's tough shoes. But I don't know if they're actually Pumas. I don't know. They're interesting. He's got a that's tough shirt with a cat. Really looking pretty cool. All kinds of designs with Dennis and his clothing company. Let's see. I'm not going to do Dubber Don. I'm just going to skip him. New York, Mr. New York City has highlights of him from his G League and Summer League career so far. Talking about celebrating him being a all-star for the G League Next Up game. Hopefully he can participate because his hamstring is healed up enough. Oh my gosh, we really hope that for you, Marquise. Grady did another interview show. I don't know if it's another one of these rookie interview shows. I'm not sure who that is with him. Oh, it's Cam Whitmore. Okay, so he's filmed another one. He did one of these with Brandon Miller a month or so ago. He's done another rookie interview with Cam Whitmore of the Houston Rockets. So I guess we can check that out when it comes out. Rookie interview, Grady's rookie interviews. Doing another one this time with Cam. Let's see who else we got. I think that's it. As far as the Instagram stories. Oh, Jordan Wara. He's got a picture of him sitting on the court. Somebody drew it up in on animation. The pose there. He had this funny thing where he's talking about like angry him or something. Like let me go to his page. There's something where he posted something about, all right, the caption is saying evil Jordan. Like him sitting on the floor with his hands on the ground. And Precious is friends with him. He says, you're like that. And Tyrese Halliburton saying, you hooping in bronze? You acting different. So, yeah, his old teammates and Precious talking to Nwara about evil Jordan, him sitting on the floor like that. Pretty interesting. Let's see. Chris has got my 11 a.m. cut, so I'm just a little bit behind. Blackhawk saying, I got to say it, Lex, because you felt the fan base rallying in previous years, the negativity is what I believe affects the fan base from coming together. The entire population of Canada fits into California. Anyways, we only needed 750,000 to 1 million votes. It's not inconceivable. The fan base is big nationwide, even if there are bandwagoners. Yeah, but the enthusiasm is just not there. In some ways, they hear Fred left and Nick left. And in some ways, that drives people away because they start thinking, well, they're not going to be that good. They got a new coach, and Fred was like their best player, and now he's not here. And then they hear OG and Pascal are gone. I mean, we could talk about all the ways we could influence and try and get people to vote. But I think getting the whole entire country of Canada to vote for our NBA All-Stars is just not realistic. Once again, there's a lot of people that live in Canada that are anti-basketball, and they're just not going to support the Raptors. Whether you put a gun to their head, they're going to be like, no, I hate basketball. I don't care about the Raptors. I'm not going to vote. So we can't count them. We cannot count them. So, yeah, I mean, listen, I want to believe our fan nation is positive, and I'm trying to be a part of that. And the more we can get more louder and more of us, the better we can fight in this whole positive versus negative fan base thing. So, Cool Cat saying, I have League Pass, but there is a blackout for Raptors games. You would have to watch the next day. I use my League Pass to watch our chip playoff every year. Laugh out loud. My favorite thing to do. There you go. Yeah. I mean, you can't, it's weird that you can't watch Raptors games here. So that's part of the reason why. Cowboys saying, try streaming the game on Stream East. If anything. Cowboys also saying later, Lex and Raptor Freaks, welcome back, Jill. Everyone have a safe Friday. Let's go Raptors. I'm all about that. And Jill saying, yes, go Raptors. Go. Thanks again, man. Thank you, Jill, for showing back up. We love you. And I am glad you returned. Seriously. Because listen, this is a Raptor Freak family. And you know how it is with families. There's going to be problems and little issues from time to time. But honestly, I love you. I think you're an amazing Raptors fan. You truly are a real one, a very passionate fan that's just like us. And that's all you really need as a prerequisite. Sometimes our personalities may clash a little bit, but in some ways, just as much as, I need to give you allowances for who you are and understand that you have your quirks and foibles. I hope you would do the same for me. I'm a little weird. I know. I can rub people the wrong way. I very much know that. And I do very much value you, Jill. And I think that, once again, you're a very knowledgeable, enthusiastic Raptors fan. And that is always somebody that I can stand beside and support and love. If you have that same passion as me, for sure. Yeah. Mischief saying, Nurse grinding out Embiid's knees. Looks like Philly is done. Yeah, could be. Blackhawk saying, I got rid of League Pass once I realized you have to order the TSN and Sportsnet bundles to watch the home games. Yeah, that's ridiculous. There's no incentive for NBA fans up here to get the League Pass if they can't even watch their own team on it. It's ridiculous. Blackhawk saying we need one or two more centers instead of Wiggins. I can get behind that. That's a more plausible, sensible plan that I can get behind for sure. All right, y'all, don't go too much more on this because I do want to finish up right now. Let's see. Cool Cat saying Pascal has talked favorably, but Indiana is not a big market, so it's not picked up. One thing I keep hearing the word spicy used a lot on U.S. sports media now, even in WNBA. Laugh out loud. You go, Spicy Effect by Pascal Siakam. I just hope he can, he's going to do well. He's going to do well for them. And if they win a championship and they do something, well, it's going to make Siakam look really good, being a multiple champion on two different teams. He's going to be a common factor in that. And it'll make him look really good, trust me. So Pacers championship is something I would love to see this year. Really is. Cowboys got the thumbs up, the piece. And Moody's, Jillian saying, Pirtle, come back. Pirtle, come back. Oh, you can put all the rebounds in the paint. I was wrong. And the Raptors just can't live without you. Pirtle, come back. Oh. Jill saying, Norman Powell said nice things in a recent interview before he was shown himself singing in a Raptors ad. Yeah, I saw that clip with him and Lindsey Dunn from our recent game with the Clippers. Very nice interview with him. In some ways, you know what? He turns it on and off. It depends on who he's talking to. He has a little bit of that Sam Mitchell. It's like, okay, if he's talking to Canadian people, he'll be real nice and honoring our championship and his time in Toronto. But if he's talking to other people, like say he's on the Draymond podcast or something, he may slight us a little bit. So there's a little bit of a turncoat, just like with Sam Mitchell, with Norman Powell, depending on who he's talking to. But if he's talking to Lindsey Dunn, yeah, he's going to be very positive about Toronto. That's for sure. Cool Cat saying Toronto women's hockey is here. Toronto WNBA turned down. Yeah, in some ways that may be part of it. It's like they're trying to make the hockey and women's hockey get ahead of the WNBA. Yeah, in some ways I'm trying to figure out how I want to handle the WNBA this summer. I was really hoping we were on track to get a team, and I was going to start covering the WNBA more heavy on this channel. But I guess I'm not going to. I don't need the workload if it's not going to be actually connected to us and coming down the road. Like we played WNBA fantasy last summer, but I don't know if we're going to continue to do that. It's up to y'all. Y'all got to let me know if you enjoy playing WNBA fantasy last summer. We'll do it again. But if we're not going to get a WNBA team in Toronto, I'm not going to cover it as closely as I was intending to starting last summer. Because Ed Rogers III said, no WNBA in Toronto. Fuck you, Ed Rogers. Well, in some ways, I don't know. I will take feedback from you guys on how I should handle the WNBA this year. I may still cover it vicariously, but obviously if we don't have a vested interest because we don't have a franchise coming to us, then I'm not going to get all involved in it up to my head like I am with the 905 and the regular Raptors. So, yeah, it sucks. It sucks. If y'all want to play WNBA fantasy, we'll play it again, though, just so you know. Milbester's here. He did show up. He's late, though. 10 minutes late, Milbester. Let's see what you're saying. Morning, Lex. Happy Friday. Didn't expect the Knicks to beat the Pacers. I did, kind of. You had home court with a limited lineup, but it's 9 in a row. Refs were awful all game. Missed a poke in the eye in the fourth by Brunson. Chua's great last night. Yeah, you don't say the refs were awful if you won. Don't pull an Anthony Edwards, my man. In some ways, just be like, yeah, we won. The reps are kind of up and down and kind of screwy, but you won. Just take the win, okay? Seriously. I'm sick of people complaining about the refs and they won. Like the Lakers, like LeBron, he's complaining about the refs. You won, motherfucker, and they help you all the time. And you're complaining about the refs. Seriously, Anthony Edwards complaining about the refs. He won. And you're complaining about the refs and you won. Come on. Don't complain about them if you won. They obviously were good enough for you to help you to win. So let's see. You're also saying that Chua was great last night. Yeah, it looked like he was. Seeing some of the limited highlights that I saw, he looked fantastic. Carlos saying, I don't think he was drafted yet when we won the chip, Lex. Who are you talking about? Nwara? He wasn't on the Bucks team when we beat them? I'm pretty sure he was. Like, he may have been even a rookie. Like, I'm pretty sure he was. He got drafted the year or two later. So Jordan's only been in the league for like 3 years. I feel like he's been in the league for a lot longer. All right, I'm going to go look at this. I don't disagree with you guys. I just want to fact check. And since we can, why not? Let me just go see when he started. No, 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 no. You're right. It looks like he started in 2021. 2020 was his first season in the league. 1, 2, 3. He's in his 4th season. You guys are right. All right. He wasn't on that Milwaukee team, and he came to the championship before he was in the NBA. So he's at a parade before he was even in the league. And partly because he's from Buffalo. So that's part of the reason why he's a Raptor fan too, is because he was from Buffalo and he grew up, and that may have been the closest team to him. That makes total sense. And that's what Cool Cat's telling me right there. Nwara is from Buffalo, Lex, so that's understandable. He's around for the championship parade. Okay. Well, that's cool. He wanted to come and be a part of it, see what it was all about. Well, let's do another one. This time you can be on the bus, Jordan. This time you can be on the bus and be the new Marc Gasol. Jill saying maybe they'll utilize women's hockey towards the Raptors women's basketball. That's not likely. I mean, maybe there's women's sports leaders that can try and tie it together and make it happen, but it's more likely that this is part of the reasoning behind pushing back the WNBA is to give women's hockey a foothold in the whole market ahead of the basketball. Yeah, that's what Cool Cat's intimating, and I agree with her. I think she's right. Wayne's saying, what's the info on Rockets? Who's in, who's out? Team's going to be bucking next half of the season. Are we prepared to take advantage? All right, Wayne, since we're going to do the recap of the end of the stream, I'll do it really soon. Let me just finish up the comments and I'll come back and I'll do the recap. Carlos saying, I don't know how long the Celtics are going to be able to afford their lineup. I don't think they're winning this year. I love that. That's great music to my ears. Wayne saying, thanks for the membership, David. I'm the worst, Lex, so fucking cheap. No, don't worry about it. You guys are awesome. You're here regularly. You collect those free memberships from very generous members like David. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all, man. Jill saying, laugh out loud. White is just a soft serve cone. Yeah, he's not a star. He doesn't have a Siakam swirl. He ain't got no score bar or peppermint ribbon. No, he's just the soft serve out of the thing. It's like, hey, can I get the Derek White All-Star ice cream cone at McDonald's? Sure, here you go. This is just soft serve. Yeah, it's because that doesn't exist. He's not an all-star. And this is what he is. He's just a regular old McDonald's soft serve vanilla. That's it. That's right. Trevor's saying Rich Paul said the LeBron James did not request a trade from the Lakers, and the team said they will not be trading him. Okay, whatever. I'm just hearing pundits saying the Lakers would be better off if they did trade him. And I agree with them. I do. Blackhawk saying, damn, that's cold, Lex. Yeah, what I said about Derek White, yeah, it is cold. It's supposed to be. It'll melt if it isn't. Yeah, dumb joke, dad joke. Blackhawk saying, Boucher, Scotty, Grady, Gary are all in commercials up here. Poor Derek White. He should rename himself Black. Yeah, just like you, Blackhawk. Yeah, he could be Derek Black. And then, I don't know, maybe he'd be the chocolate swirl instead. I don't know. Who cares? In some ways, the whole point is Derek White is not marketable to make a McDonald's dessert treat after him. That's just the whole point I'm trying to make here right now. Yeah, Scotty and Chris are Bowlway guys. They've got their bowling event with Subway. We got Grady and Gary selling the Gillette, the best a man can get. Yeah, you think we got them in the Team Smooth, Team Style? Yeah, what do you got, Derek White? I don't even know. I don't care. Maybe he has some sort of Boston commercial. And he's like, yeah, Boston paper. Get it at your doorstep every morning, Derek White. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's advertising over there. I have no idea. Jill saying, thanks, Lex. You get a dunk. All right. Thank you, Jillian. That's very kind of you. I will take a dunk from you. This will be my 9th dunk of 2024. Number nine, Serge Ibaka. Yeah. Cool Cat saying, Pacers chip run is next year or two. Carlisle hinted that timetable when the Rooks develop more. Yeah. Yeah, well, they're holding on to important players like Jalen Smith and some of those other guys that they wouldn't trade us. It really kind of shows that they are trying to win right now. They don't want to trade Nembhard. They don't want to trade Mathurin. Well, they're trying to win right now. And I'm all about it. Let's go, Rick Carlisle. Let's go, Pacers. I'm with you. I'm fully on your bandwagon. In fact, I'm on your bandwagon more than any of the other former Raptors, Pascal. I'm on your bandwagon with the Pacers. I'm not as much a bandwagon with the Knicks. I'm not as much as a bandwagon with the Rockets that we're facing tonight. I'm not on the much as bandwagon with the Clippers. But those are the other teams that I'm on the bandwagon with slightly because of our former Raptors and their chances in the postseason this year. For sure. If we're not going to be in there ourselves, let's cheer a former Raptor towards the Larry O'Brien this year. That's what I'm saying, Raptor freaks. Let's cheer a former Raptor. Maybe Kawhi, maybe Pascal, maybe OG. Let's cheer a former Raptor to it. That's right. That's right. Cool Cat saying, I watch a lot of WNBA games. I love basketball and the players. Yeah. WNBA is a fantastic product. It's just a lot of people push it down. They're scared of women. They're like, no, you can't. You can't. Well, let's see if Sabrina beat Steph at the All-Star break. I'm all about it. Mobester's saying, did anyone check Groundhog Day? Today is early spring. Chuck from Staten Island in New York didn't see his shadow. Other groundhogs didn't see shadows, so early spring. Hey, that's great news, Milbester. In fact, I'm going to give you a dunk for being the bearer of great news and not calling it Canadian Arctic air. It's just Arctic air. I appreciate you for that. Yeah, let's hope that the Puxatawny Phil, whatever fucking little rodent you got in your general area that's predicting the spring, has found the right combination, and we're going to be all right. I love this message, man. Milbester, thank you. Thank you for letting me know Groundhog Day, we did not see the shadow, and it looks good. Looks good so far. I'm hoping for early spring, as Mischief saying. Yeah, I like that. Milbester saying that MSG last night felt like the 90s playoffs. Never seen the arena this loud and supportive for the Knicks. It was amazing last night. Pacers are a good team, but some bigs need to get better. Lakers on Saturday. Beat the Lakers. How about that? You fully got me behind you against the Lakers on Saturday. You go get them, Knicks. Yeah, Carlos saying, looks like Tibbs is what the Precious needed. I think Precious was fine with our coaches here. I mean, Nick was good with him. I feel like Darko was getting good stuff out of him too. Precious is just a weird player. He's going to have ups and downs. Some days he's going to be absolutely fantastic. You give him a chance, you start him, you give him responsibilities. You say, you got this defensive assignment, need you to get rebounds, and maybe you can block some shots and get some steals. Boom, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. And I told Milbester this, that you got two of the best defenders from the Raptors in that trade that you just made. You got OG, who's absolutely the best defender from the Raptors, and Precious might have been the second best defender on our team. And, Knicks Nation saw it last night. They saw the truth about Precious Achua. They saw it. Let's see. Milbester saying, what do you thought about poking the eye missed call for Brunson? The fans were pissed. I don't watch your game, man. I don't care. I didn't see that. I did not watch it. The most that I saw was the two former Raptors in the hallway talking to each other and some Precious clips. That's all I saw about that game. Otherwise, I didn't watch it. I saw the box score and I saw that Jalen Brunson had a very big game. That's about it. All right, this is for Wayne Strainer. The recap. Finishing up the stream today. First of all, we'll go back to the injuries. Let's see if they changed while I was on the stream today. Yeah, it looks like we do have a little bit more information on Tari Eason. Coach Ime Adoka has said on Thursday that Eason's lower leg has started to ramp up his activity level, and he could rejoin the Rockets next week. So Tari Eason is not going to play tonight against the Raptors for the Rockets, and Alperen Sengun is still questionable for today. He is sick, y'all. He has an illness, so it could very well be we're missing the starting center for the Rockets playing against us tonight. No Fred and Alperen. It may just be Fred and not him. So that's the injuries, and Steven Adams is listed too, but we know he's not going to play because he's been hurt the whole season. He just got traded to the Rockets. The Raptors' injuries are as such. Let me see if there's an update on any of them so I can give you the absolute latest. Jonte Porter is doubtful for today's game, his back spasms. Jakob Poeltl is questionable with his ankle. Emmanuel Quickley is questionable with his quad. And Barrett is questionable with his knee. Now, the latest news is that Poeltl and Emmanuel Quickley both participated fully in practice yesterday. Meanwhile, RJ Barrett participated with no contact. So that kind of lends to think that either Poeltl or Quickley are more likely to play tonight than RJ is. Now, Jonte, I have no idea. He could be possible, but it does say he's doubtful. And Marquise is out with his hamstring. The referees for tonight are favoring the Raptors, all three of them. Mitchell Irvin, Drake Lover, is our crew chief tonight. He's fantastic. Ray Acosta is the second ref. He favors us. And the last ref really favors us. Jenna Schroeder, her sixth season out of Flint, Michigan. So the ref crew is great. They're not going to be the thing that hurts us or holds us back, hopefully, unless there's some weird chicanery of some sort. T-Mac, very interesting. Tracy McGrady in an interview recently talking about being an 18-year-old rookie in Toronto and not having enough to do when he wasn't doing basketball stuff. He was bored. So he was retelling stories of going to Palladium in Mississauga and playing video games in the Palladium in Mississauga. It was one of his favorite things to do as a rookie in Toronto, as a young guy who really was really young and like not totally an adult. Well, he was spending a lot of quarters and tokens at the Palladium in Mississauga. I love that story. It's hilarious to hear Tracy talking about his Palladium days as a rookie here. Yeah, really good stuff. Let's see. Cool Cat saying, yeah, we traded our best defenders. Yeah, I think so. I mean, Scotty's the third best defender. Maybe was the second above Precious. But yeah, Scotty's still a premium top level defender, just like those other guys. You know, Siakam was in the top 5 of our best defenders too. So yeah, it's tough. We traded 3 of our top defenders on our team to other places. I'd say Jakob's the 5th one, best defender. Milbester saying Siakam did good last night too, but Halliburton was hurt. I would be shocked if the Knicks win 10 in a row on Saturday versus the Lakers. Los Angeles will play tough on us. LeBron and AD, D'Lo, Reeves playing well. Well, LeBron and AD are out, and they didn't play last night, and the reserve Lakers beat the Celtics on their home court. So we'll have to see. I'm rooting for y'all. I want y'all to kick the shit out of Lakers. I don't care if LeBron plays or not. Just beat their ass. Y'all are playing so good. There's no excuses. You can beat them. You beat the fucking Nuggets. You can beat the Lakers. Come on, Milbester. Come on, man. I know you're Knicks Nation, and sometimes is this too good to be true? Pinch me. Nah, dude, this is good. And you can be pinched. It is real. And just fucking beat the Lakers, please. Don't fuck around. Don't fuck up like the Celtics did yesterday. Beat them. Just beat them. You beat the Nuggets and Jokic. You can fucking beat LeBron and the Lakers. I don't give a shit. They're not playing that good. You're lying. You're lying when you say that they're playing really good right now. You are fucking lying, Milbester. They are not playing good. You can watch their highlights and understand how lazy the Lakers play, and the referees help them. Well, it'll be interesting to see the Lakers versus the Knicks and see what the referees do. Whoa, we're supposed to help both these teams. Which one do we help? Well, it's LeBron. We got to help LeBron against the Knicks. So maybe you'll get shafted by the refs just because LeBron. We'll have to see. Maybe he doesn't play and he's not even a factor. Cool Cat saying, I think the Raptors will beat the Rockets tonight. I hope so. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. And Jill saying I freeze sometimes. Sometimes I freeze. If somebody says I freeze, I'm gonna freeze then. Then it's Shooter freeze. Let's see. Monique's really got the cut off. Carlos saying we traded defense for offense in our Barrett and IQ. I agree. That's exactly right. Fiercely saying W stream, let's go. That's right. Let's win. Milbester saying the crazy thing is that the Knicks played so many road games that their second half of the season is so many home games. It would be a third game of 6-game homestand with 2 4-game homestands in between. Okay, Milbester. Thank you, Knicks Freak, for your Knicks Freak contributions. Yeah, there was the freeze. You guys got a real freeze. All right, tonight's main event marquee matchup is in Houston. And tonight we have a battle between a great Raptor versus the great Raptor coming up and the Raptors right now. In this corner for the Houston Rockets, formerly number 23 for the Raptors, now number 5. I believe he's number 5. Is he number 5? Something like that. He's got like his number added up. I think he's 5 right now. From Rockford, Illinois, Fred VanVleet. And in this corner, with a hurt hamstring and not able to play right now, from Kansas State, number 24, Marquise Noel. We're going to have the battle of the undrafted small point guard. Even though Marquise is not there and he's not playing, I still wanted to make that the matchup. Marquise versus Fred. The old school, undrafted, undersized point guard battle. Yeah, I want to see who wins that in one-on-one. Marquise is healthy against Fred in a one-on-one. That'd be a pretty fun game to watch, actually. One-on-one, Fred VanVleet, Marquise Noel. It'd be very interesting. Fiercely saying, yep, numero cinco for Fred. Yeah, he's number 5. Yep. And one more from Milbester, and then I'm getting the hell out of here. Raptor Streak. Rockets were willing to give Nets all their first-round picks from Harden trade to Brooklyn just to get McHale, and Nets said no. Laugh out loud. Sean Marks GM is nuts. McHale, a free agent in 2 years. No rebuild. Yeah, I don't care about that. You're going to finish your Villanova set one way or another, I'm sure. And then you can send away all the proof of purchases, and you can get the Red Ryder orange shotgun. Yeah, because you got that. Okay, yeah. I want you to complete the set so you can get the proof of purchases in there. Yeah. Fiercely saying number 3 is gone, number 23 is gone, number 43 is gone. Some with the threes. The threes. Kyra Lewis Jr. is number 3 for the Raptors at this point. I don't know if y'all know that. Jill saying, Lex, I told you Celtics were lazy against the Raps, and I heard you say they know what they're doing. Good to hear their laziness is getting noticed. Cheers. I was saying the Lakers are lazy just now. The Celtics aren't lazy. You guys think that they were lazy the other day, but this is a thing. They have a really good system where they don't have to work as hard because they really trust each other and they really switch really well with each other. I did not say the Celtics are lazy. I said the Lakers are lazy. And that is very true. LeBron's one of the laziest players in the league right now. And a lot of ways, the whole team is lazy around him. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching me this morning. A preview of the Houston game tonight. The Raptors should beat the Rockets tonight. I hope that's for sure. That'd be awesome. All right, y'all. Let's be good fans and do our days right. Raptorize your day. Do it in the right way. Let's get that good energy out there so the Raptors can beat Fred VanVleet and the Rockets. It's going to be weird seeing our guy on the other side, old El Capitan. Going to be on the other side for the other team, the Capitan for M.A. Udoka's Rockets at this point. I think we've got a good shot to win. Once again, winning rebound battle is always important for the Raptors in their undersized state right now. The most competitive we can be on the boards and keeping it close, if not beating them on the boards, that would be fantastic. We can get in transition. That's always helpful. We can hit our free throws and our three-pointers. That is a recipe for winning also. So just kind of talking about certain things, maybe we need to contain Fred. Maybe we do a really good job containing Fred. Maybe we, with no Sengun in there, that'd be helpful for us to win also. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Jill's giving me the cutoff. And happy Friday, freaks. Go prepare your popcorn and cheers. Yeah, get your popcorn ready for later. That's for sure. All right, I love y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And join as a member like Monique Lawrence did today, 3 months straight. Member of the Raptor Freak channel. It does have its privileges. And you'll find out, Bryce Lawson, as soon as I can add you to the Facebook chat out of jail. All right, y'all. I appreciate every one of y'all. And let's go, Raptors. Once again, keep your heads held up high. In some ways, they're going to snub us. They're going to overlook us. They're going to say this. They're going to say that. The Raptors are dead. They've said this for a long, long time. Masai Ujiri is still in charge from what I remember. And as long as he's in charge, we will never be dead. We'll be that zombie and Night of the Living Dead, putting their arm out through the dirt and pulling ourselves back up out of the grave and coming after their asses. Trust me, that's what's going to happen. Let's go, Scotty. Let's go. Milbester saying, good luck. Hope you guys beat Fred. Thank you, Milbester. Thanks for the support from Knicks Nation. And I hope you kick the shit out of LeBron and the Lakers tomorrow. I'll see y'all tomorrow for a reaction to the game tonight against the Rockets. Let's go, Raptors. Yeah. Woo!